Morning to all of you. Today is the day 6 of 2 weeks faculty development program on entrepreneurship, sponsored by the Department of Science and Technology. Today we have three keynote speakers, Dr. V.K. Arora sir, who will deliver the keynote talk on developing soft skill, working in collaboration and team building. Ms. Rima Sahni Medirata ma'am will deliver the keynote talk on IPR, copyright, trademark, and industrial management. And Atul Puri sir will deliver the talk on design your business. So we are excited to listen these all speakers. And V.K. Arora sir has joined with us. So we are welcome you, sir. Arora sir is a technocrat, bachelor in engineering and master in business with PhD in entrepreneurship. He is actively serving the Indian entrepreneurial and startup ecosystem from last 20 years. He has conducted thousands of workshops, mentoring the session programs and courses in the domain of innovation, entrepreneurship, startup incubation, and venture development. Dr. Arora sir is associated with several successful entrepreneur, startup, incubation center, investor, institute, university, and government departments as a hand-holding and advisory support. He is implanted as a resource person, expert member, and advisor with the numerous committees and consortium. His job and work profile is dedicated toward the women entrepreneurship and enlightenment. Presently, he is associated with the leading incubation center that is supported by various department and ministry of central, state government and corporate world as a chief executive officer from last 7 years. So we are very grateful, sir, to you for accepting our invitation and taking out the time from your busy schedule. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gaurav ji. Indeed, it is my pleasure to have interaction with you and the faculty members who are trying to develop their skills in entrepreneurship. That is, I'm talking about that how they themselves and their students can become good entrepreneurs. So, give me some time to share my screen, please.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So during this discussion, if you have any questions, you can write your questions in your sheet, and then after the sessions also we can have a discussion on it. And meanwhile, also if you have any doubt, that also we can have a discussion on it. Maybe some questions if you are having which are not pertaining to exactly the topic which we are trying to cover in this session. So that also, if you wish, you can we can also have a discussion on it. So here, this topic which I am going to take today, that is about the developing soft skills. Then after, the second part is about the working in collaboration, and third one is about the team building. So something we can change if then, and the topic will become developing soft skills, that will come first. Then after, second will come team building, and third will come working in collaboration. Because if the team is not there, then we cannot expect anyone to work in the collaboration. Why I am clarifying it, because in the coming slides you will come to know that how it is actually aligned, that first we are going to maintain ourselves, develop ourselves, and then after we are going to make a team, and then after we are thinking to work in some collaboration. And another thing is this, that I am going to conduct this session after 10-12 years. So maybe if something is wrong, then maybe please you can pardon me. And this is my all of my experience, which I have felt in my 20 years journey in entrepreneurship, where I am training different entrepreneurs. So I'm going to start this. You see, all the faculty members, you all must be knowing about the term skill. Skill is something which is not entrepreneurship. Skill is something which is not exactly about the job-oriented mindset. That means you are having ability to perform something better. Something better means one work is can be done by many people. But if I say that I can do it in some better way, then what other people say that this person is a skilled person. I am a skilled person. Now, with change in the time, we need to upgrade ourselves. So this is known as what upskilling. And if for some time I was sitting idle and I was not having any job or any work to do, so maybe I'm losing my interest, or maybe I am forgetting many of the things which should be known to my skill parameter. And then if I want to come back to my skilling line, then what we say that it is reskilling. So there are two more terms which are associated with it. Number one is the scaling, number two is the reskilling, and number three is the upskilling. In the journey of entrepreneurship, all these three terms are very important. I do understand that many of the faculty members, they are having some gap in their career because of their personal lives, or because of many other things. They are not in the exactly in the way where they can have some movement in the upward direction. So we need reskilling. And with the change in the time, from the last 20 years, what we are seeing that there is a lot of change in the terms of technology, in the terms of destructive technologies. So we need to upgrade ourselves also, so that we know that what the today's time, what our students in this year 2023, or maybe in 2025, maybe in 2030, they will be asking us, because the mindset of our students is also changing, right? So the way they are groomed up by their parents, that is also changed. So we also need to upskill ourselves. So I hope that you understand the meaning of these all three terms. Then the second part is this, that if you want to see that how much skilled I am, right? So there are three components. There are three components which are going to show you. You means the public. You means the customers. That what the knowledge I am having some knowledge. Then after execution is required, and then after having, if you are having, going to evaluate it, what was my overall performance. So one is the knowledge. So knowledge base is must when we are going to talk about the skill people. Then after execution means how you are going to execute it. Number of components will come in execution. And you can see in my slide also, ethical parameters will also come. Your ability to cooperate and have a collaboration with other people, that will also come in the execution part. And ultimately, you are having a set goal, and how much of that you actually achieve. So that is what the performance. What was the performance? And if you have having some gap in the performance, we can go for the performance gap analysis, and then after we can rectify it, so that in the next cycle we can show better performance, in better to better performance. Right? So I hope you understand about the skill. For example, if we say that our plumber is very skilled, so you understand our plumber is very skilled. Is what do I mean to say? Our carpenter is very skilled person. Our legal advisor is a skilled person. Our chartered accountant is a skilled person. Our doctor is a skilled person. We see that you are doing this job and you are a skilled person. So these all are the things where we use that person is skilled or not. Now, there are 3 points which we all have to understand, which is basically related with the execution part. And to have knowledge, that is one thing, but how you are going to execute, that is another thing, which is going to move you towards your performance. First part is this, that do you think that it is linked with ethics or not? If I say that one person is a skilled person, but he is not showing ethical values, then whether you will call that, whether you will take his or her services later on or not. Means if some electrician you have called, an electrician is very good, but he is coming to your house and clipping the wire like this, throwing this there, tape, he is just cutting and throwing it there, although the work has been done. But these are the things, but where it is supposed that you are going to work in some ethical way. If you are calling some plumber and plumber is just coming to you and he is asking that this much money will be required, and I will not be able to work at this time, you could have called me. So if some argument is there, so that is also some ethical values which we have to understand, that ethical values must be carried by any of the skilled person. Then it should be linked with the society in large. Society in large means if you want to move with some of the skills, if you want to move in a longer term, then ultimately 100% linked with the skills. And do you think that skill is related with earning or not? So there is one term which is known as what, the professionals. So if you try to understand the definition of a professional, or if you try to understand who all are the professionals, so professionals are those people only, those who are having skills, and in lieu of their services they are charging something. So definitely fund will come not exactly with for the skilled people, but for the professional people. So now how will you do it? How will you add and achieve success, more success, and again success and success? So for that we run number of skill development program. So I hope this part is clear to you, that what do we mean by the skills, how it is different than professionalism. For the professionalism, what is required in the short term, we have discussed about the ethical values and working in a group, how one can have work in a group. So that is the collaboration, that is about the execution part. So this is all what is required to understand about the skill. Now the second part is this, that is when we talk about the soft skill. Now see, soft skill is definitely going to help a skilled person. But soft skill is a different theory. Different theory means it is your personal attributes which are going to enable what someone is like you to interact like what, effectively, and number one, with harmony. With harmony means, you understand, with having a pleasant moment, having an amity with you and with the group. I am working, you all are liking me, and I am also liking you. In that way, if we will perform our duties, if that way, if we are going to solve any assignment, it will be done, and without any chaos, and without feeling like this, that you are going to just break some big thing. It is not like that. And effectively means whatever you actually wanted at the end of my services, the same whether you have achieved it or not, or maybe after that you are delighted or not. So these all are the things which are also required as a soft skill, to the people, those who are skilled, and definitely to those people who are going to become entrepreneur. If you want to become an entrepreneur, it is a required thing that you will have to be strong in your soft skills. What kind of soft skills are mostly required in entrepreneurs, that we will be seeing in the coming 2-3 slides. But right now, this is 100% sure that we are talking about the soft skills. And these soft skills are very much important, very much required when we are going to talk about the professionals also, when we are going to talk about the entrepreneurs also. In for any entrepreneur, for any person, if you want to become a successful person, or if you want to make your organization as a successful startup or successful organization, then this is what, that when we are asking you what about soft skill, you will have to understand, and you can have a reverse engineering also, that how many people are happy with me working in my team. Maybe you can also include your vendors, your customers, and ultimately whether we were able to achieve the mission and the desired goal or not. So this is what we are actually expecting from the soft skills. Now remember, soft skill is not only related with your personal goal. Soft skill is also related with your organization goal, right? And it is not like this, that for the personal goals, it is very easy to understand that you want to become a successful person. You are developing number of soft skills which are required in your profession. Definitely profession wise, you can choose that these are the 5-6 soft skills which are very much required, right? But when you are going to talk in work in any organization, then individual ethics or individual soft skills, they are going to play very important role. But here the organizations is how the mostly the people are behaving in an organization, that is also very important. So we will have to understand that individually and in the organization, what soft skills are required and why. See, we all know that you are having a business idea. That is point number one. You have done the POC work, you have done the POV work, then you have made a prototype. Then the prototyping is done. Different type of prototypings are there: low fidelity, high fidelity. Then integrating it with number of other parameters, checking its benefits. So ultimately, you say that this is the value proposition you are going to offer to your public. When you say that this is the value proposition you are going to offer to a public, I want to understand what is the minimum viable product. And you show me, sir, this is my minimum viable product. I say that it is fine, that your minimum viable product is ready. You can go and you can make your pitch deck. You can make a pitch deck, and after this pitch deck, we will see that what all the benefits can be provided to you for your business idea or maybe for your startup, right? Now, what is pitch deck? I hope that by now you must be knowing about what is the pitch deck. But then to those who are not knowing, that actually when you are going to present a business idea, or when you are going to present a business venture, or when you are going to present your startup, there are three ways. First way is this, that you can go and you can present a number of project reports. Project reports, depending upon the purpose, we make different type of project reports. Number two is you can make a business plan. That is also very much desired many times. And number three is what the pitch deck. So pitch deck is the easiest way. Pitch deck is the easiest way to present your business idea or to present your startup. What we do there, what we do in our in the pitch deck, in between 10 to 15 slides, maybe in PPT, maybe in PDF, just like these slides I am showing you, we try to show you that what is my business idea, so that you can check that where are your interests. Say if you are an investor, you can see that where are your interests, so that you may be interested to invest in my startup. If you are someone from the incubation center, you can check that how much success option I am having, success criteria I am having, and you can accordingly offer me to make me incubate you or not. If you are going to make with investment or without investment, if with investment, how much investment, if investment, then in the part of grant or in the part of investment or maybe in the part of soft loan. So these all the decisions. Likewise, when we show this pitch deck or when we pitch before mentors, there also we are having different type of purpose. The purpose is that mentor is going to associate with us in what kind of conditions, right? So there are a number of the ways, not only this for the government officials, for the show, we pitch it before the concerned stakeholder. So my point is this, that whenever you are going to show your pitch deck to any of these stakeholders, generally 25% weightage is given to the promoters. This is 100% fine, at least in India. And if it is an early stage startup, then 90%, more than 90% weightage is given to the promoters. I do understand that many of you might not be agreeing with this point, but this is my experience when I interact with a number of angel investors or VC firms. Maybe the VC firms are not interested to invest at early stage, but if there are something that they are keen to, they are having some zeal to promote you, or maybe some incubation centers, then 90% of the weightage total we give to the promoters. If not, if it has moved from the early stage, then definitely 25%, because there are total four parameters. I hope you understand. Now you will ask me, sir, why promoters? Why promoters? Why you are going to promote, evaluate my promoter? It is like this, that we are going to invest in your organization, and I want to check that whether you will be able to work with us or not. This is what. And if you say, sir, that I am able to work in your with you, I want to understand whether you are a serial entrepreneur or you are not a serial entrepreneur. It should not be like this, that today you are talking about business A, and after 6 months you think that business A is boring and you want to shift to the business B. Everything is fine at your hand, but what will happen with the investors? Right? So you can have some vesting terms and conditions, that how long you will be vested with this startup, but everything is not according to the terms and conditions only, right? So for many other reasons, we give weightage to the promoters. And when we talk about the promoters, definitely the elevation will come first, that how much psychological interest you are having in your business, and second thing will come, that what all are your capabilities. Now try to understand who is the promoter. Maybe I am talking about the one promoter, maybe I am talking about 2, 3, 4 promoters, maybe some founders, maybe out of them one is entrepreneur, one is going to work as a CEO, maybe like that, whatever. So for any person or for any persons, if you want to check that whether that person is having some zeal towards entrepreneurship, like in any business, like in any job, we go and we try to analyze that person on 4 parameters, as we all know. Number one is what? Intelligent quotient, that is IQ. Emotional quotient, that is EQ. Social quotient, that is SQ. Last one is the adversity quotient, that is AQ. So all these 4 parameters are important. I hope as you all are a faculty member, you understand what comes under IQ, what comes under EQ, what all comes under SQ, and what comes under AQ. But then too, if you have any doubt or not having some idea, maybe some reskilling is required. So something I have mentioned at the bottom of this slide, you can see. When I am going to analyze you that how much IQ you are having, I am going to talk about the subject matter. Means on subject matter, how much knowledge you are having. maybe on the comprehension means if there is something and you want to show it in some few lines, then how you are going to solve it. I'm going to talk about the problem solving. I'm going to talk about the information and knowledge you have. So all these many other things also comes in the IQ. IQ can be just through some questionnaire, maybe some activities, maybe some on the job training. You can go and you can check. We are having some pattern on which we check that how much IQ you are having. Then the second one is what the second one is about the EQ. EQ means how much responsible you are. So many times, we expect from the people who are doing job with the startups that one should be at least honest with his or her job. It is not like this that in the beginning you say that I will do this. In the beginning, it's at the time of interview, at the time of orientation program, at the time of your that period, 1 month period when you are going to check with the organization that whether you are going to continue with that or not. So at that time you are very humble. You are working. We are people meeting people. You are not saying no to anyone. But later on, when you think that no, the job is permanent, then your attitude actually basically changes. So you have to respect the boundaries that these are the things I have to do, and these are the things where I have to, where I need not to, means go and have intervention. So this is what we talk about. The EQ, SQ means about the networking, how many friends you are having, how many long-term associations you are having, how many connects you are having. So you know about the SQ also. Then the adversity in the duration of your entrepreneurial track or your entrepreneurial journey. It is not like this that it is always rosy kind of picture. So many times you will feel repels. Many times you will feel something which is going to the downward direction. At that time, adversity quotient should also be there. It is not like this that you are in the loss of 10 lakh of rupees. Suddenly you say that I'm going to commit this, I'm going to do this. It is not, should not be like this. So this is what basically you actually understand. But what my point is this, that all of these points are related with some of the points which are linked with entrepreneur, that what entrepreneur should have. Number one is this, that if I am an investor and you are going to come to me asking for some investment or asking for some any kind of other kind of help, then I am interested to understand on 7 parameters. Number one is this, that what is the promoter's background. Number two is about the qualities and characteristics. Number three is what the elevation you are having, is about your elevation speech, then your articulation, then how much team unity you can have, then what the clarity of business you are having is, so that I have to understand whether you will be able to perform it accordingly or not. And second thing is this, that if I am going to invest in your organization, do you have clarity of investment or not? So if you are having on these 7 parameters, what I will be saying that you are checked at least to the 25% of my analysis, 25% of my evaluation, which is linked with, which is pertaining to the promoters. So number one is what? Promoters, background, qualities, characteristics, elevation, articulation, team unity, then after clarity of the business and clarity of the investment. And trust me, all these 7 parameters are linked directly with your IQ, with your EQ, with your SQ, and with your AQ. Nothing else. Nothing else. Right? So clarity of the investment is directly related with your IQ. Clarity of your business is also related with your IQ. Team unity, it is directly related with your EQ and SQ. Articulation is also related with you with all these 4 parameters. So like that we are having. Right? So your elevation is also linked with the EQ and AQ. So like that we are having. I'm just clarifying it that these 7 parameters are important. Now, if you will ask me, sir, for these 7 parameters, what kind of soft skills must be there? So I'm just going to show you. It is not like this that you should have all these all together. This together one should have. But these are the types of soft skills which are also intangible skills that one should have actually, or one should at least understand the meaning of. The meaning of means if you want to know the meaning of the communication or writing or listening or anything about the creative problem solving, maybe attention to the details. So these are the example of soft skills which are required so that you can have control over IQ also, EQ also, SQ also, and AQ also. But you may say, so how it is related with IQ? Maybe not related much with IQ, but maybe much with EQ. Because ultimately, when we are going to talk about the soft skill, it is directly linked with EQ and SQ. EQ and SQ, but it doesn't mean that IQ has nothing to do with soft skill or AQ has nothing to do with soft skill. Why I am saying this? That if you are having, these all the four parameters are 100% linked. If your IQ is very strong, AQ will automatically be strong. If your EQ is very strong, your SQ will automatically be very strong. If your SQ is strong, there are good chances that you will learn from the environment and you will develop your IQ. So these all four parameters are linked, and that is why I am saying that these soft skills are very much required in all four kind of questions. But it is a fact that directly it is linked with the EQ and SQ, or EQ and SQ are directly linked with this. So my point is only this, that you should understand the meaning of these terms. I hope as you all are a senior faculty members, you all are learned people, so you understand the meaning of these all the terms. If not, you can also take help from Google or maybe some English dictionary, and you can read. Understanding the meaning will not solve the purpose. You will have to understand that how it is applicable in your business world, in your venture development, how it is applicable. Let's see, I'm talking about the dedication. So what is dedication is not will not solve your problem. Means how dedication from your side as an entrepreneur and from the side of your employees to perform their job as per their honesty. So this you will have to feel it, you will have to analyze it. Stress management, not only like this, it is not like this. Means I can talk in each of these topic, I can talk for hours, but it is not required, I guess, because you all understand exactly the meaning of this. What I am saying is this, that these all the are the soft skills. It may happen, it may be the case that in your entrepreneurial journey, some of these soft skills are very much required at early stage, then at moving stage, at mid stage, or maybe at longer stage, it may happen. But this is there that you will have to have an excel on these all the soft skills. So I hope the meaning of these all kind of intangible assets which you should develop or your organization should develop. I am again repeating, as I was telling you, that when we talk about the soft skills, it is not only limited with individual or personal goals. It is also related with the organization or organization goals. What do I mean by the organization? Here clearly I am trying to tell you about the startups soft skills. Right? So maximum number of people you will have to train them. How you will train them, that we will discuss in the coming slides. Now let's talk something in deep, because when you will be talking about, or when you are talk about the working in the collaboration. Now I am coming to the second part. When I am going to talk about the collaboration, then it is not like this that you are expecting someone that he should behave like this, your mate should behave like this, your driver should behave like this. It is not like this. First of all, you are an entrepreneur, or you are a head of the organization. You will have to understand where that person is right now. Right now, where this person is. I am having 4 or 5 PM with me, and I talk in the similar way. If I will talk to Ramu in the same way, I will talk with the gender. If the same way I will talk with Mohit. It is not like this that it will solve my purpose. So first of all, actually, it is my understanding. I should know that where they are exactly right now. And for that, some psychological parameters are required to understand. I will try to cover it as much I can do in coming 5-6 minutes. See, but you all know that we all are having this human body. This is a human body. And this part of the human body is known as what? Brain. This is known as what? Brain. And some thinking is developed in this brain. And since this is the brain of a human body, so the thinking which is developed in this brain is known as what? The human thinking. We all know that human thinking is having some different type of thinking, some good kind of thinking. You cannot compare this thinking with animals, with reptiles, with birds. You cannot compare. And this thinking also depends upon many parameters, that what is your visual range, what is your hearing range, means what the facilities are given by nature to you. I'm talking about the hands and the fingers and the legs and maybe some feathers. So we are having some thinking which is passing through it. When any thinking is passing with that brain, it becomes what? Immediately it converts to the mind. And generally what we say, that this person is mindless, this person is having good mind, and then we relate it with IQ. Right? And we understand that all of these people are having different type of unique and critical type of mindset. And that is why they all are having different thinking. So I don't know how many faculty members I cannot see are attending this, but right now, if in this session, the thinking of all of you faculty members are different, because it is unique and critical. Why it is unique and critical? Because nature made us like this. If we could have been just like animals or like birds, then I could have said that the thinking is same or nearly same. But since we are human body, since we are a human mind, since we can think, since we understand what is right and what is wrong, so our thinking is critical and unique. I hope you will understand the meaning of unique also and the critical also. And this is also a fact that our own thinking is also changing with time and stage. Means the thinking I was having in 20 years, the same kind of thinking I'm not having, or I was not having at the age of 25. I was not having at the age of 30. I was not having at the age of 40. And maybe I'm not having that thinking today. So my thinking is also changing with time. Which stage means when I was in job, at that time my thinking, when I was not in job, at that time my thinking. When I was getting blessings of my parents, at that time what was my thinking? And when I lost, my parents are expired, at that time what is my thinking? The stage is also important. So what I am saying that this all thinking totally depends upon total 5 parameters. But since we are talking about the science of understanding the mindset, so there are basically 2 parameters, and both of these 2 parameters are very important. Number one is attitude, and number two is aptitude. And this attitude and aptitude only are going to show that what is my behavior, and accordingly my personality is going to take shape. And this is I'm going to explain you not in the terms of entrepreneur, not in the terms of or related to the promoters. Here you will have to understand that what kind of people you are going to interact. You are going to interact with your co-promoters, you are going to interact with your investors, you are going to interact with the people who are working in incubation center, you are going to interact with vendors, number of vendors, suppliers, people in the transportation, in logistics, your buyers, your customers, your future customers. You are going to interact with your employees. What kind of employees? You are going to interact with government professionals. You are going to interact with everybody. And whenever you are going to interact as a part of human resource or as a part of human resource management, or better if I say as a part of the people management, you understand that what kind of personality that person is having. And this is because of the behavior and what are the roots of this behavior. So what I am trying to explain you that depends upon the attitude and aptitude. Now either you talk about the employees or you talk about the professionals or you talk about the entrepreneur. This is the fact. Now just see, try to understand how it is going to take shape. If we talk about the attitude and if we talk about the aptitude, a baby is born and from 2 years onwards, slowly and slowly it starts building. It starts building. People who are going to give them a shape that how your attitude should develop may change from mother to father, mother, father both, then after your teachers, then after your friends, then after your mentors, then after many people you are also learning from the society. But this is sure that your attitude is 100% going to change. And at the age of something, what we say 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, we are having something as our own attitude. And this attitude is going to show that how what is your morale, what are the ethical values you are having, how much hard working you are, how much devotion you are having. Right? I'm not saying about the intelligence, but definitely about the diligence. So this attitude is something that where it is moving. So how it shows, I have tried to show you with some block charts, but I hope that when you will sit and you will think on it, so you will be able to discover more on this. And second part is this, that you are learning towards your intelligence, means from starting from the data, recognizing people, then after the data, then after information, then after knowledge. Here I am talking about maybe about your thing, how good you are in academics, how good you work in academics. So one is on the social part, one is on the ethical part, another one is on your intelligence part, about your data handling part, about the about the what kind of thinking head you are having. So this is going to develop your aptitude. So when the companies are coming for the placement, you must have heard about the aptitude test, that they are going to check aptitude on the aptitude. Similar kind of questions they are having, they are asking, which are directly linked either with the data or maybe with the information, with the knowledge. So when you are having a knowledge set, then you say that I'm a human person. When you talk about the skill, so it requires actually both the things. But knowledge part is coming from the aptitude, and the behavior and the ethical part is coming from the attitude. So when you talk about the first thing which is coming from the attitude, that is devotion, and the aptitude, that is from the acumen, both of these are actually the motivation. Related with the success. Now, what is the success? Is definitely different for different people. But whatever you say that this is the success, I measure success on the parameter of earning money, or reaching to a good position, or to my own recognition, or maybe I want to do something special in this line. So it totally depends upon the devotion and acumen which we are having. Likewise, when people will join in your organization, I'm talking about the startups, when people will join in your organization, maybe by any way, maybe as a co-promoter, maybe as an investor, or maybe as your employee, or maybe as a formal association, informal association, at that time you will have to understand, number one, what are their career objective, number two, what are their motivation. And this motivation is because of the two parameters, how much devotion one is having and how much acumen that person is having, linked with the personality, linked with the behavior, and ultimately it is going to the attitude and attitude. That means the ultimate grooming of that person. Right? So when you interact with someone, what we say that whether our thinking is aligned or not, right? Or we say that it is different or not, means what I can do, that person can do or not, or that person, what that person cannot do, I can do or not. So actually, the base is this. The base is this. We are not able to understand what we are looking. A number of times you will find that people say that I had a business idea, but I didn't find any co-founder at that time. I was not having a person who could have supported me at that time. I was alone. Many people I've seen that they just blame to their family members. They blame to their friend that our friend was not good. Because of this reason, I was not able to become successful, or my startup was not successful. There was a break. There was a break among the promoters, or people. They started 4 or 5 people started one startup, but later on they found that they are not able to work together. It happens why? Because in the beginning stage, we are not able to understand what are their own objectives, expectations, motivation, acumen, and devotion when they are asking you to join your business. Right. So if you can understand these things, from where it is coming from here, it is coming from this, and this is coming from this. So there is something which is already aligned. It may happen that you may say that I'm not able to get someone from India and you are getting someone from UK. This may happen again because of the grooming, because of the attitude and aptitude part, right? But whatever it is, ultimately, as an entrepreneur, as a mentor, maybe you will become mentor of some of the startups. You will have to guide your startups like this, that move in this way. Ultimately, otherwise, for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you will only be searching for a good co-founder, right? Giving some good points, or maybe some not some good points. You will always be finding about this. Now I'm coming for the team building. The third part, what is there, that is about the team building. See, in the team building, there are number of members. Who all are the members, that we will see in this slide, in the next slide. But first of all, the first point is this, that people say that we are not able to get co-founders with us. Co-founders are very much required, because whatever you can discuss with your co-founders, many times it is seen that you cannot discuss those things with your family members, maybe your friends, maybe your employees, maybe your close partners. You cannot discuss with them, but you need co-founders where you can discuss all kind of things, where everything is transparent as far as funds are concerned, as far as clarity of business is concerned, as far as clarity of investment is concerned. So we need co-founder. Everybody, we all are looking for co-founders. And when we say that we are looking for co-founders, how one should start? That is first job. It is not like this that he was my colleague and he was my very good friend, and that is why he is my co-founder. That could be one parameter, that you are having good psychological connect with that person, but it is not always true that that person is good as a co-founder. Into friendship also, there are different type of friendships. So I will not talk in detail about those kind of friendship, but generally it is seen that we make friends to those people who are agreeing every time, those who are agreeing to my consent, right? So co-founders, in the case of co-founders, there is something else. So what I will speak here is about to understand that what is your requirement clearly. What is the requirement of your startup clearly? So if you have some requirement of your startup, list it out. When you have listed it, then after think about the key result area. We always talk about the key performance indicators. We don't talk about the key result areas. If you know about the key result areas, it is good. If not, I will suggest you to go and Google about this key result areas. In short, key result areas are those areas where your startup actually need attention. Your startup need attention. So write it. What are the key result areas? After that, you join some business networking group. In these days, it is very easy to find it on Facebook, to find it on LinkedIn. any of the social media. Then after, you can also talk with your ex-colleagues, right? You can also have and attend a number of events. Number of events are happening these days. So these all the slides are prepared by me only. So you can just go through with it. You can just also see that which were the failed startup in your domain. This is also one point. Whenever we try to understand, we always try to avoid that the failed startups. So from the failed startups also, not only about the promoters or their employees on ESOP, if some of the employees were working, I am talking about the employee stock options. So if the startup could not work, then you can also see that who are the people who can join you. A person who is failed in one startup, it doesn't mean that he cannot be successful or she cannot successful in some other startup. Then after, these are the ways you can also ask your mentors. You can also join some co-working space where a number of people are working. They all are also finding some solution for their problems or for their startups. You can also take help from the incubators like us. We are also helping you in finding some good co-founders. And online also, there are a number of ways. These are the slides. At least these are the slides where you can go and you can check whether you can get a good co-founder or not. And some of them are really very good, just like co-founders lab, and I think this the founders list. These are doing good job on LinkedIn. Also, you can. It is very common. We all are having profile, so you can also find and you can have an online meeting. At least online meeting is a good thing which has come after COVID. So you can check with the people who are not in your city and you can have a discussion. Especially if you want to go for Pan India, if you want to go for Pan Global, there also it is an option that you can also connect with international partners or maybe future partners. So these are the co-founders. If co-founders are there, then these are the categories where we are expecting you to collaborate. Number one is about the very close, where the co-founders, mentors, vendors, buyers, associates are coming. Number two, about your employee section or the consultant like CA or CS or legal advisors. And number three is about the family. So if some of you are actually teaching family management or family business, so they understand that how we make these circles and then how we learn from the core of the intersection, where three intersections are what? Number one is the employees, number two is management, and number three is the owners. So these are the categories where we are expected to have a good kind of harmony, good kind of effectiveness, and that is what I was talking about, the soft skills there. So these all are aligned with it, and this is how we talk. If I ask you that how will you work in collaboration, the answer is only the soft skill. Soft skill. So you are having soft skill, you can have a good collaboration. I think this is my last slide. When you talk about teamwork, teamwork means how will you make your team to work. So although there is one theory which I actually admire also, that about the 7 C's. So many times it happens that just they want to put it in the shape of 7C or 5 P's or 4 P's or 7 D's. So they make it like this, but it is also correct in some good way. You understand the capabilities, cooperation, coordination, communication. Cognition is related with the cognitive kind of thinking, then coaching and condition. Coaching is also required, which you are going to train your people. How will you do it? If you want your team to work, if you want a team which is actually working for you, so first of all, you will have to understand your limitation. It's not like this that you are going to talk in the similar way you are talking to your wife, spouse, you are talking to your founder. On a similar way, if you are going to talk with your employees, it will spoil your reputation, may spoil. Number two, then second step is this, that build your own team with the skill set and the talent. So that is why we prepare job description, that what is required, how much salary you can offer, what the facilities you can give, and then after you can either go for the outsourcing or you can go for the direct appointment. Then make attainable goals for your team members. Generally, what happens in startups now, we keep 1-2 people or 1-2 interns. Then after we think that this can also be done, this can also be done. Initially, it is even 20,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees. It is difficult to pay to your employees, so your expectations are also very high that these all the work can be done by them. So don't expect much. Then after know their work, and that is also one thing which is required. Then you have to provide them a positive kind of environment. They all can work. You will have to value them. You will have to appreciate their work. Then learning by doing this is, you have to understand, if the person who is working in kitchen, from his or her hand only, the pots will be broken. So if something wrong is happening, it is happening because that person is actually attempting it. So you will have to understand that learning by doing. The German theory It is very good theory, and a lot of things we can discuss on it. We can also take number of case studies also. Even you can have case studies on learning by doing, and you will find that especially in the technology kind of startup, it works very successfully. Then never evaluate on this on others angle. I am talking about the other side. Many times it happens that we are having 4 or 5 favorite people in our organization or in our startup. We take our decision based upon their thinking. So in the beginning, if that kind of attitude you are having, now you will not be able to make your team, and that is why team building will be failed. And you will have to understand the people who are working as a manager in your organization and as a corporate entrepreneur or entrepreneur organization, and in between bring them to some theater for some movie or some for some enjoyment, some fun games, so that they are also relaxed. So this kind of balanced environment you will have to give. This is the way how you will have to move. So I hope that I have tried to cover these all the parameters. Number one was the developing soft skill. Number two was the working in collaboration, and the third one was the team building. So for an entrepreneur, if it is a fact that, and it is a fact that you cannot work alone, you need a team. And for that team, you will have to work in the collaboration, so that team can give you good results in the long term. And that can happen only if you are having soft skills. What kind of soft skills? That all we have seen. So if you are having any questions, as in the beginning I was asking, that if you are having any questions, you can ask me, or any questions which are not exactly related with the topic, that also, if the time permits, then I would try to answer you those things. I think that my time is now finishing, and must be second speaker must be waiting. So I end my session over here.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful presentation, informative session. So, dear participant, you can unmute yourself to ask your query.
Good morning, sir. Can I ask a question? My
Yes,
name
yes,
is
please.
Suki. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Sir, I had just one query, maybe not related directly to this, but how to define KRAs for the employees that would be joining in? Because when you are a startup, you're just maybe 2 people to begin with, and as you add on people, so how to define KRAs?
Ma'am, KRAs are directly linked. Ma'am, do you know about the SWOT analysis?
Yes, yes, of course.
When SWOT analysis, we change the third part to the challenge. You know about the SWOT also? Challenge.
Yes, yes, sir.
This SWOT, that is strength, weakness, opportunities, and challenges. That can be made
Challenges.
for individuals also, for the startups also. Is it right or wrong?
Yes, yes, it can be done. Yeah.
When we talk about the challenges, ma'am, key result areas are nothing but challenges. Key result
Okay.
areas are nothing but challenges, ma'am. And when you know about the challenges, then you can link it with whether that can be solved or not. If it can be solved, we put it in the category of key result areas. Ma'am, see, if I'm going to invest in your startup, and if I'm asking you that what are the KRAs, and you say, sir, there are not any KRA, and we don't know at this particular time that KRAs will be there or not, then this is something which is going to dilute your power of asking investment.
Yeah, it's not desirable at all. Yeah.
Ma'am, so having KRAs is also good. Tell that these are my weaknesses. Tell that these are the weaknesses of your startups. Otherwise, ma'am, later on, your investor will say that you have not told me at that time. So that could be addressed by me. I was having the solution. So there are two things. Number one is known about the investment. Number two is known about the smart investment. So smart investment is what we are asking. And smart investment is not only money, but the advisory support also. So where you need advisory, that can be told only about, and that can be detailed only after understanding the KRAs. So KRA we can make for the individual, but ma'am, as I'm a consultant for startups, I emphasize it for the startups, not for the individuals. But if you are having some KPIs, but at the same time, parallelly, we should also talk about the KRAs, so that if the KRAs can be solved, KPIs can also have a momentum. I hope, ma'am, I was able to answer your question.
Sure, sure. So if I understood you correctly, first we should define the challenges that we'll be facing, and based on that, we decide the KRAs of the firm, which would be actually concretizing the thought that we have in our mind. And then we also, based on the company KRAs, decide on the KRAs for the employees for each department if we have a goal.
Not only for the employees, for all in all the sectors. KRA remains
plantation
also.
नहीं संडे प्लांटेशन है प्लांटेशन तो लिख
There
देना
is some
30
voice between.
Otherwise, ma'am, whatever you said, that is fine. But KRAs are all related with any of the functional areas, right, ma'am? Not only
Right.
with people.
Right.
Right.
Sure,
Hello,
sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
I am professor of OB, and I am working on knowledge, skill, attitude, and value combination. And I want to test my student on the basis of knowledge, skill, attitude, and values. So, how should I proceed?
Sir, I was not able to understand your question properly. Is it related with attitude and entrepreneurship, what you are saying?
Yes, sir. I am also teaching entrepreneurship subject, and I'm going to test knowledge, skill, attitude, and values of student entrepreneurs for especially entrepreneurship subject.
Sir, see, for this now I will suggest you, because I will not be able to answer or justify your question in the short time. But sir, just try to understand that when you are going to talk about entrepreneurship or their attitude, first of all, you should know about the qualities and characteristics. So qualities and without understanding the qualities and characteristics, it is very difficult to understand entrepreneurial traits or skills. So qualities and characteristics are different, sir. There are qualities, you can say that whatever the soft skill I have shown, that were the qualities. So that was related with the attitude. But the qualities will return to the characteristics only when there are some variable parameters. And in the case of entrepreneurship, we are having only two variable parameters. Number one is time. Number two is from intra to inter. Just for the example, I was hardworking. Just for the example only, sir. I was hardworking. I am hardworking. This is my quality. I am hardworking from last 3 years or for 5 years. This becomes my characteristics. I am optimistic. This is my quality. I can also make you as of my employees optimistic. This is my characteristics. So on any variable parameters, the same quality becomes what? Characteristics. Now going back, how you will understand that, how you will be able to develop those qualities. To develop those qualities, there are two very important engines. Number one is the attitude and number two is the aptitude. So that ultimately your personality is grooming. So when you are asking about the attitude, sir, attitude is like this, sir, there are some ways in the stairs. So since you are a teacher, I will suggest you to understand about the norms, values, and beliefs. From norms, values, then after beliefs, and I guess that there is one of my session which is also available on YouTube. So if you want, you can search about this attitude and aptitude. You will understand better on this. But sir, norms start building with any of the child from 2 years onward. First, norms are built in which the parenting is very important. Then after values, these values,
Yes.
I'm not talking about the value proposition. These values are related with ethical values. Then after your beliefs, religion, whatever is also coming into this. So if these are aligned, then only sir, you can talk about the motivation. So motivation, although there is a close linkage between attitude and aptitude, but this is the way how at least attitude you can have a good kind of attitude. So I will send you a link of my one of the session on this attitude and aptitude. So you can see that sessions are then too. If you have any questions, you can always mail me or WhatsApp me. So this is sir what in.
Excuse me, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Sir, I have only one question. Solopreneur and adopting any franchisee, which is better, sir?
Sir, I could have understood that what is greater. Greater
Sir,
between
single person when started their startup, but any other person want to adopt any franchisee. So which is better, sir?
means you are actually asking, sir, single person will be better or working in a team will be better, no?
No. I'm just adopting any franchisee for the any branding of the any branding.
Okay. Sir, see, if we are talking about the franchisee, there are two parts. Number one is the franchisor. Number one is who is going to take the franchisee. Those who are going to take a franchisee are not understood as a startup. The term startup will not be there. Those who are going to give franchisee, there only the startup will come. So taking a franchisee, then after working like a shop or covering some area that is not known as a startup. Maybe you will may get DPIT number because today in today time, government is very kind in giving you status of startup. But generally, sir, startup means this, that one who is opening franchisee. So try to understand from the as a franchisor, you will have to understand that you are going to work as a startup or as a company. If you are going to take a franchisee, that you can take from anyone, means from anything, and you can also work there. Later on, in some of the cases, I have seen those who have taken franchisee, then that they have later on they made some product, they manufactured some product, and then after they're trying to capture their market. Because both licensing in and licensing out both are a part of a startup or a successful startup. And as far as a solo entrepreneur or single entrepreneur is concerned, I will suggest you that it is in today's times the environment has changed so much. In today's time, it is actually difficult to work as with a startup. Then after that is why sir, this topic is kept. That is why sir, this topic is important. That one should know about the soft skills, about the team building, then after the collaboration within the team. So I am not sure that how much means I was able to solve your query, but only the 2-3 points. Number one is this, that from the startup point of view, we value franchisors, not franchisees. But later on, if franchisee can also become a franchisor because of the license out, and that kind of theories are also linked with it. So and that can be done. And solo entrepreneurship in today's time, it is difficult. You can become a businessman, you can become a business person, but for the startup, for an entrepreneur, you need a team to perform along with you.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, any question? Good afternoon, Sundaram sir. Do you want to ask? So I think there is no query. The session is open for the question answer. If you have any query, you can ask.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Very good, very great session, sir. Quite informing. I will definitely percolate this information to my students as well. But I really wanted to ask that when it comes to a team building thing, see the budding innovations or the budding researchers or the innovators or the entrepreneurs, if they are already in a college and they are studying right now. So when it comes to a team building, suppose one student is having some idea and from the IIC incubation center, we form a team that these are the students who are working as a team. Then usually this is faced by me as a problem that many a times students think that particular one person is a leader and other are the members or they are just the workers and they one person gets dominated. So rather than working as a team and rather than giving a good performance, more or less that ideas go into vain and it is more into the personal thing. So how to encourage students to work as a team and to give some good output for which we have formed them as a team.
ma'am, a good question. We are also facing a similar kind of problem sometimes. Ma'am, actually asking for one person's contact details, that who is the basically promoter and who is basically the entrepreneur. The reason is this, that we from the government organizations, we as a facilitator to number of schemes, we want to know a single person of contact. This is the only one thing. We want to understand a one person contact detail to whom we can ask questions, we can have our inquiries. That is the only intention of government of India or state governments. There is a term as a co-founder, there is a term as a co-promoter. It is like this, that we are going to talk about the team. But at this stage, the mentality is this, that if at the age of especially in between 20 to 25 years, so maybe 30 years, that we automatically we are understanding that this person is all the time, this person is a leader. And because of that, team breaks also, team is not performing to the good way. Ma'am, the point is that if you really want to solve that problem, na, so you can have similar kind of designation, like one is CEO, COO, CFO, CFO, CMO, CKO, CIO. If not to that level, ma'am, you can also make promoters taking this care. Director, director IP, director, you know, ma'am, legal, director technology transfer, director this. So you can have segregation of it. And whenever this question is coming, that who is the point of contact, who is the promoter, you can project it in different schemes, in different events separately. Means if I am working with Shweta, I am also working with Meenakshi, I am also working with Gaurav. In some of the event, you as a Shweta can go and represent our startup as a co-founder. In some of the event, Meenakshi can go and she can represent our startup. So in the if you see the example of ma'am Infosys now, there were total 7 promoters in the beginning. Later on, after leaving after leaving Arora, there were total 6 partners, and they all were saying that they are the co-founders. So in some of the events, you will find someone is going on some other events, some other one is going. So later on means there will be a combination like this, that we all are working together for this startup. So this is the way, means as a mentor, man, you can try to protect your team. This happens, man. This happens that especially at this stage now, who is spending more, who is taking dinner from the startup fund, who is going and projecting himself in a better way, who is awarded. So these things, because of the jealous, because of the many other because of many other reasons, at this stage, you will find that team building becomes difficult for a longer association. But ma'am, I am sure mentors like you will be able to maintain their team. Once ma'am it clicks a revenue stage of some quantum, some threshold, you will find that then after these problems will not have anything to understand or anything to catch in their success. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing all the query. So we would like to present digital memento to you. So kindly accept this digital memento as a gratitude of honor from the organizing committee. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation also.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, dear participant, our next speaker has joined with us, and she will deliver a keynote talk on IPR, patent, copyright, trademark, and industrial management. So we are grateful to welcome our next speaker. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Rima Sahni Medirata, ma'am. Ma'am is working as a head with the Innovation Technology Transfer Office, IGDTUW Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, IIT Delhi. She holds Master in Life Science along with her diploma in IPR from National Law University, Bangalore. She is a patent agent registered with the Indian Patent Office and has been awarded with the Registered Technology Transfer Professional status. She is an awardee of the Women Scientist C Scholarship under Kiran IPR by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and has been recognized as an innovation ambassador by MSRD, Government of India. Ma'am has a breadth of experience of 14 years, of which she has dedicated more than 11 years in the domain of IPR, and since is actively involved in the formulating intellectual property and technology transfer strategy for the client invention, as well as advising many of small medium enterprises and startup as well as individual on securing, protecting, enforcing the IP rights and helping them in commercialization of their technology. Her journey is featured under the success story from Women Scientist Scheme, Women in the Science and Engineering, Vice Kiran IPR, as well in a book published by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. She has recently received the scholarship under the Danida Fellowship Center Scholarship Program, Danish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for the course Fostering Innovation and Commercialization of Intellectual Property. So we are very grateful to have you, ma'am, as a keynote speaker at this occasion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you for your kind words. Can you please confirm if my slide is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. You can do in a presentation mode.
Yes. Hope this is fine.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So thank you, sir, for your kind words. So before starting my presentation, I take the opportunity to introduce about my organization. This is government BIREX initiative. They have established 7 technology transfer offices across India, and R is one of them. Innovation Technology Transfer Office is established at FITT IIT Delhi, which is working since 1992, and it acts as industry interface. And I would say this is the oldest TTO in India. And we draw our strength from FITT. We provide our support to BioNest and bioincubator universities and institutions, innovation centers, innovator, research and science park, startups and loan innovators. Though we are established by BIREG, but we are not limited to life sciences or biotechnologies domain. We are working across domain. And we are providing our services in the domain of analytics, which includes patentability assessment, novelty searches, market research, TRL assessment, marketing of technologies, legal work, which includes IP policy drafting, contract management, company registration. Why I'm sharing this thing? Because this FTP program is focused on entrepreneurship and how to register your startup and how to recognize it under DPIIT. So we are helping, innovators in having that startup and registration and DPIIT recognition. Apart from that, we are helping them in innovation management, IP filing and its maintenance, technology transfer. Technology transfer nowadays, earlier the main mandate of every organization was to file IP and then publish it. But what is the next step? If the technology is in the lab and how we can take it to the market. So technology transfer is a way by which if you are not able to work on your technology due to many factors, then you can transfer it to the industry and you can leverage their already existing supply chain, market and existing collaborations. And if you think you can take, you have that worth and resources to take this technology to the market, then you can have your own startup. And also we are helping them for scouting of partners, collaboration, funding sources as well. Because if you have startup, you will need funding to work upon your innovation. So we help startups in, availing them in various funding schemes as well. So intellectual property right is like, it is the safety belt for your ideas. Think out of the box and then register or file it with the Indian government, Indian Patent Office, in case of copyright office. So they will give you exclusive right over your work. So it is IPR. So there is a very thin line between IP and IPR. IP is intellectual property, which is creation of your mind. But when you file it and claim it, and the rights which are given by the government, it becomes intellectual property rights. So there are different types of intellectual property. Patents, which is granted for the functional aspect of your technology. It can be granted for product as well as for the process. Trademark is one's identity in the market. So there are two logos. One is for Galgodia University and one very famous brand, McDonald's. Industrial design is one of the IPR, which is registered for the aesthetic feature of any article. If you have drawn something on your drawing book, it is not applicable for qualifying for the industrial design until or unless you are applying that design to any article and it is functional. Copyright is a bundle of rights which are given to the original creator of that work. And trade secrets, we all are aware about KFC's and Coca-Cola's trade secrets, and it is not, we need not to file any application for protecting our trade secret. It is the confidential information which is protected by the owner of that secret. Nature of intellectual property, first of all, it is the creation of our mind. And unlike other properties, it is intangible in nature because you can't touch this. So these are the exclusive rights which are given by Indian government. For example, if we claim our rights over our work, then we have to file, in case of invention, we have to file patent application with Indian Patent Office. And if we want to protect any word mark, anything, then we have to file trademark application with Indian Patent Office. In return of that, the rights which are given to the applicant by Indian Patent Office, these are the exclusive rights. So IPR rights, these are territorial in nature as well. Suppose if you have filed patent application in India, then you can enjoy patentee rights in India itself. But if you want to enjoy those rights in US, then you have to file separate patent application in US as well. Negative rights in nature. Why? Because you are stopping others from using your ideas. That's why they are quoted as negative rights in nature. Each type of rights are granted or registered for limited time period. For example, patents are granted for 20 years from first filing. And likewise, other IPs are also time bound in nature. Last is because these rights are given by government, so these are legally enforceable rights. Suppose if you have bought any house and you are filing application for your registry, then the registry is that legal document which is given to you by the government. And if anyone is, doing any wrong thing with your property, then you can take legal action against that person. Likewise, in case of IPR, because these rights are given by government, so these are legally enforceable as well. If anyone is copying your idea and you have already granted patent, then you can take legal action against that person as well. Benefits of IP to startups. So not only to the startups, but also it is beneficial for our society as well. Why? Because you are providing creative solutions to our society, which help them in uplifting their lifestyle as well. during the pandemic, we all have witnessed so many innovative product and processes. They are the innovation or the creative solution which are provided by the innovator. Worked on that. So if you have good IP, then there are better chances of collaboration with other industry partners. And also if you want funding, and then you can attract, if you have good IP portfolio, this thing help you to attract investors as well. Third is very important. Nowadays, if you have any granted IP and or you have any IP portfolio, this helps you in creating brand value for your startup as well. Nowadays, innovators are, I would say, they are very well versed or well aware about the significance of IPR. That's why whenever they are registering their company, they are filing trademark as well. And for the functional aspect of their technology, they are filing patent application. And also nowadays, if there is any device, then there is mandatory to have manual with it. You can file copyright application for the same. And also you can hire any product designer who can help you in improving the look and feel of your product. And then you can file industrial design application for the same. So this way you are creating IP portfolio for your innovation, and this helps to create brand value for your innovation as well. Filing IP is very important because by filing IP, by filing patent application, you are preventing duplication of your research. Because whenever anyone is filing patent application, they are doing prior art search. And if they will find, okay, you have already filed patent application or you are working on it, they can change their idea as well. Or if the application is not published yet, then the examiner will check the application, and if he or she will found that application, they will raise objection against that. So this way, if you are filing IP, you are preventing others to do the same research work. Innovation ecosystem, yes. If you are working on your innovation and filing IP, and this way you are fostering innovation ecosystem at your startup and as well as in your academic institution. If you are creating your startups, then you will need, the candidates with different expertise, because when you are forming any company, not only the people who are working on innovators are required, but candidates with different skill sets are required. So this way you are, helping others, or you are generating employment for others as well. Spin-off creation. See, this is very good concept. Spin-off is basically the nomenclature which is used for the startups which are created by any faculty or research scholar in the academic institutions. If suppose you are creating your startup because you know you can work upon that, and creating startup has its own benefits. You can have a tax rebate, you can attract, because many government and non-government organizations, they are providing fundings to the startups. So this is very good concept. And also during NIRF ranking for any academic institution, if they have good number of spin-offs, then this is add-on factor and help them in improving their ranking as well. Revenue generation. Yes, of course, if you are commercializing anything, any product or the process, you will generate revenue out of it. Drawbacks of not protecting your idea. The one thing is anyone can copy your idea. So we always advise to our innovator whenever they are going for discussion with any industry or with any investor, first file your IP, or before the meeting sign NDA with that industry partner. Why? If you have not already filed IP, then there is no any evidence. Anyone can copy your idea and you can't take legal action against them. And because that industry has already existing resources and setup, maybe before they can manufacture the same product and launch in the market. This way you are creating competition for yourself. So better to protect your IP than publish or discuss with anyone. Now, first is, what are patents? Patents are the exclusive rights which are given by Indian Patent Office to the patentee. And patentee can be any innovator, known innovator, it can be in the name of startup, and it can be any academic institution as well. As per the IP policy of most of the academic institutions, when any innovator is working on any project, the applicant is always academic institution. Why? Because academic institution is sponsoring the project. They are providing lab and other facilities to the innovators. But innovators are always written as inventors in the patent application. Patents can be granted for product as well as for the process. As I mentioned in my previous slides, each type of IPR is time-bound in nature, and patents are granted for 20 years from its first filing. So this is the best way of preventing evergreening of patent as well. Patent rights are territorial in nature because if you think your invention has market potential in other countries, then you should file patent application in other countries as well. Why? If you will not file patent application in other countries, then anyone can infringe your invention and you can't take legal action against them because these rights are territorial in nature. And because you are preventing others from using your ideas, that's why patent rights are called negative rights in nature. Like other house property, they can also be sold, licensed, mortgaged, inherited, and transferred. Rights of a patentee. So patentee has exclusive right to manufacture and use the innovation. They have right to sell the patented invention, and patentee can also prevent others from importing the patented innovation. What are the reasons and why should we file patent application? First of all, you are preventing others from copying your idea. And the most important thing is it is incentive to the innovators, and it encourage research and development or the R&D culture in any academic institution or at any startup. And it helps to bring the technology to the market. And there are two ways by which you can commercialize your technology. The first important thing is to have your own startup and license the technology from your academic institution to your startup, and then work on it, apply for various funding schemes because there are so many funding schemes for each level of your research. And then you can commercialize your technology on your own. And the second method is tech transfer or licensing of your technology. Academic institution or the startup, you all can license your technology to any industry who can further work upon that and then commercialize the same. So end result will be the technology will be in the hand of end user. And this is the first aim of any innovator, either the startup or the academic institution, everyone. This is the first aim that their technology should be commercialized. And the second aim is revenue generation. Patentability criteria. So whenever we used to discuss with innovator, our first thing is to do your proper homework before filing patent application. Why? Because it is very expensive and lots of time is utilized during filing patent application, because drafting itself takes lots of time, and patent application is a techno-legal document. So you should never directly file the patent application. First, do your proper homework, check the patentability criteria. You can take help from the professional, or if you think you are enough to do everything on your own, then you can do prior art search, and you can use free databases which are available in the market. And the first criteria is novelty. Novelty is checked worldwide, and it is said that only the single paper worldwide can kill the novelty of your innovation. So your innovation should not be in the public domain if you are filing the patent application. So this is the first criteria. And the second is non-obviousness or inventive step. So your innovation should have the inventive step. It should not be obvious to the person who is skilled in that art. It should have technical edge from already existing technologies in the market. Basically, how your technology is better than the already existing technology, and you should have that evidence how it is better. And also, if it is cost effective as compared to the already existing technology, giving the same solution but in a cost effective manner, then you must have done some kind of innovation. That's why you have reduced the cost. So you can provide evidence for the same as well. The third is industrial application. Of course, if you are working on any innovation, it should have the industrial application. It should have some kind of utility. The fourth, which is very important, is your innovation should not lie under Section 3 and Section 4 of Indian Patent Act. So these are the criteria on the basis of which your application will be examined. So better before filing application, do your proper assessment. Otherwise, your application will be objected by the examiner, and you already had spent so much money and time on the same. To prevent the reinvention of the wheel, just do the assessment properly. Types of patent application filing. So there are ordinary patent application where no priority is claimed, and it is two types: provisional patent application and complete specification. The second is convention application, which is filed under Paris Convention. If you want to go to other countries, then you can file it through convention application. The third is PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty. It is not the granting authority, but this is the platform through which you can file patent application in different countries. What is the edge of PCT over convention? It is that you get good time through this platform for filing national filing in different countries. So during 30 to 31 months, you can decide if your innovation has potential in other countries or not. On the basis of that, you can file patent application in other PCT member countries. So this is one example how one can be billionaire by filing patent application. So researcher at Florida University, they started studying why the football players are having dehydration during playing football. So they invented a new drink and named it as Gatorade. And they sold this beverage or I would say this formulation to Stockley Van Camp in 1967. And the company agreed to pay them $25,000. And in addition to that, small bonus and 5% royalty on every gallon sold. And later on, that company was acquired by Quaker. And the existing company now selling its product to 45 countries. And you have no idea, more than 1 billion in royalty payment is being sent to the 4 scientists at the University of Florida, 4 scientists who worked on this tree. So this is the best example, how one can earn revenue out of their IP or from the patent. The second is this case in which the company, they didn't file a patent application. So in 1979, Xerox decided not to patent its graphical user interface, and which later on formed the basis of Apple's Macintosh and Microsoft's Windows personal computer operating system. And you can't imagine if they would have filed patent application, then they could have prevented the loss of around US $500 million, because this was the valuation of that patent for its lifetime. So sometimes I would say innovators, they are not aware about the worth of their work. So better to take advice or better to hire any professional and discuss with them and do your proper homework and check, okay, this is the market potential and these are the gap areas and where I can work upon. So this was all about patents. Now the trademarks. Trademarks are basically one's identity in the market, and it helps in building brand value for startups and for any other company as well. So you can take the example of McDonald's and Starbucks. When they decided to launch their business in India, the first thing which they had done was they protected their all trademarks in India first, then they launched their business. And this is wise whenever you are entering into new business, better to protect your trademark. The term of a trademark is 10 years and it can be renewed indefinitely for every. So trademark is basically any sign that individualize the goods of a given enterprise and distinguish them from its competitor. So if you have filed trademark application, you can use DM, and if your trademark application has been registered, then you can use this sign R in circle. What can be trademarked? Any word mark, logo, any combination of word mark and logo, colored marks, combination marks, sound marks, they all can be filed as trademark. The next is copyright. As I mentioned earlier, copyright is a bundle of rights which are given to the creator of the original work. So one thing which I want to share with you, it is not mandatory to file copyright application for your work. If you have written something, you can email it to yourself. So this is the evidence, this is your work. And but in in future, if you want to prevent any future issue, so that you should always file copyright application for your work. The copyright law, it protects ideas which are expressed in tangible form, not idea per se. And I can share with you, this person had one idea of a beautiful painting, but you can't file copyright application for your idea until or unless he expressed that idea on a canvas. And this expression of idea is copyrightable. So there is very interesting thing when you are author of any work. Suppose you have signed one employment agreement with a company and you are working on a book, then the owner of that work is that company. Why? Because there was one clause in the agreement that all the work which will be generated during your tenure with that company, the owner of that work will be that employer. But you will always be, written as author of that book. So under copyright, you can protect literary work, musical work, artistic work, sound recording, and you can file a copyright application for software as well. Because as per Indian Patent Act, software per se are not patentable. So you can file copyright application for the same. The next is industrial design. So this is only the one type of IPRs which give protection to the aesthetic feature of an article. So it protects designs that are applied to the article and those are in functional condition. Suppose if you have drawn something on drawing, as I mentioned earlier, you can't go and you have applied that design to any article. It can be in case of fabric, utensils, beautiful lights, these fancy lights, sofa set, any article. So basically these applications are filed for the aesthetic aspect of an article that enhances visual appeal. It can be filed for any shape, configuration, surface pattern, the color or line of combination. And it can be two-dimensional, it can be three-dimensional, and the tenure for industrial design is 10 years from its first filing, and it can be further extended. And it can be filed for the Now, coming back to the patent searches, which is very important because by conducting any assessment or patent searches or prior art searches, you are avoiding reinventing of the field. And also to avoid unnecessary expenses, time on filing patent application. If someone has already filed that patent application, suppose in US, so it killed the novelty of your innovation because as I mentioned, the novelty is checked worldwide and only the single paper can kill the novelty of your innovation. So better to conduct prior art searches before filing your patent application. And the one benefit is that you will come to know the work which is going in the same field. And you can also check the gap areas which are still not filled. Then you can work around those gap areas and also the prior art search help to make your patent application more strong. Then you will have background, you will have the list of competitors, then you can study them, you can check them, okay, how they are working and what you have to do that so that it will be the unique work. So you will come to know about those unfilled, I would say, areas. Strategies to protect your innovation. So this is very important in case of any innovator. Whenever you are working on any project, any research work, then start scouting for IP at the early stage of your research work. And also check what are the IP rights which need to be formally registered or can arise automatically. For example, in case of copyright, so it is not mandatory to file copyright application. So whenever you are producing any work, then you have the copyright over that work. Prioritize which IP to protect. Being a starter, I know that there is always a constraint of budget. So how to plan it effectively? You have to have that IP which favors your business plan. See, industrial design and patent application, it is upon, because in those cases, novelty plays very important role. So you should immediately file patent application and industrial design for your work. But for the trademark application filing and copyright application filing, you can still delay. Later on, if you will decide to file patent trademark application, then you can always claim that you are using that trademark since this and this date, and you can provide the evidence with the affidavit. Formulation of IP strategy. So this is very important for the startups to have proper IP strategy. And any IP cell or TT cell or any professional can help you in formulating that IP strategy, where to file the patent application. So first of all, if the origin of your work is India, better to file your first application in India itself and then check for its potential in other countries. Nowadays, inventors have made one strategy because software per se are not patentable in India. So they are not filing patent application in India because they know this will be objected. So they are taking, first of all, they are taking permission from Indian Patent Office. And then after getting that permission, they are filing it in abroad. So suppose your invention has origin in India and it qualifies all the patentability criteria, then first of all, you should file patent application in India. Then check for its market potential and file patent application in other countries as well. In parallel to that, you should always scout for the associated IP in your technology. As mentioned earlier, you can file if there is any packaging material and you have written something over it, you can file copyright application for the same. You can give any unique name to the product and file trademark application for the same. You can take help from any product designer and work on the look and feel of the product and file industrial design application for the same. And this way you can have IP portfolio for your innovation, which is very helpful for the effective commercialization of your product. So this is all about my today's presentation. And if you have any question, you can please ask me.
Very informative session, ma'am. So I have also learned a lot. So dear participant, if you have any query related to IPR, you can unmute yourself and ask your query. So yesterday, several participants want to know about the design patent or some other type of protection. So you just unmute yourself and ask your query, because today we have the IPR expert with us.
Yeah. May I?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that informative session. Actually, during the lecture, you mentioned that in one slide you are just mentioning that we have to protect our IP, and in the other slide you are just mentioning that it's not the idea which can be protected, but it's the expression of that idea. So
in case of copyright,
yeah.
copyright, I mentioned that expression of
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. So because if I have to present some idea to a person or a panel of experts or something like that, and so how I can be assured that after listening to my idea and they are just saying that no, your idea is not that worth, and after that they are just stealing it or something like that. So how to protect in that case?
See, I have already mentioned, whenever you are pitching or you are applying for any funding or you are having any meeting with the industry, first file patent application for the same. And the second thing is that you should always file NDA with them, sign NDA. This NDA is very important thing. This is the non-disclosure agreement. This is and all the confidentiality terms are disclosed in it, that the confidentiality of that idea will be maintained, and then you will have evidence, okay, they have copied this and this was your idea.
Yeah, I have got it. So, is it have any deleterious effect on our pitching or application if we have that NDA or something like that?
No. If you have already filed, then there is no need, because then you have evidence, okay, this is your idea and you have already filed patent application on this and this date. Because in ordinary application, see, I have mentioned there are two types of application.
Yeah.
First, in ordinary application, there is a provisional patent application, and the second is complete specification. If you think,
Yeah.
okay, you want to file the patent application and you have still doubt, okay, I can further work upon. This way you can protect or reserve the priority and you can further work upon that. And after 12 months, you can file the complete specification. If you have already filed IP and you are discussing with any industry or the investor, you have already evidence, okay, this is the application and I have application number. So that's why it is always mentioned before publishing about your innovation, first file and protect your innovation.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, you know that what is the fee structure? Is it available on IP India website or?
We can discuss on a separate platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am. This is Abhishek from Guru Gobind Singh College of Pharmacy, Yamunanagar.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Okay, ma'am, if I made a change in any process or instrument which leads to increase in the productivity of specific process or instrument, can that be considered under design patent or process patent?
First of all, in India, this nomenclature is not used, design pattern. In case of India, this pattern, we usually use industrial design for the same. And for the product and process, when there is any functional aspect which is involved, then there is patent application which is filed. And for the same, we have to assess your technology before commenting on that. Of course, if you are working on any technology and its efficacy has increased, then you must have done some innovation in it. That's why the efficacy has. Yes, of course, then you can file patent application, but still before commenting, we have to assess that. Because sometimes innovate. Yeah, thank you.
Ma'am, thank you so much, and thanks a lot for the great session, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I am Shweta Mishra from D.Y. Patil College, Pune. Ma'am, I am really interested to know that right now in the August by 15th, there is the last day for the BIRAC idea submission. So I just wanted to know that BIRAC, for getting an idea to be funded, do we need to have a prototype or just on the basis of idea we would be getting funded in order to develop it into a startup, in order to develop it into a final product?
Shweta, right now the peddler session is going for the BIRAC as well at FITT IIT Delhi. And whatever the queries you have, you can email us. But your idea should have the potential. For the BIRAC application, there are various parameters on which you have to work upon. If you are providing, you should have the plan with you. You should have the milestones with you. Okay, it is not required to have a prototype, but if you are working on it, then what is the status? And if you have filed IP, then what is the strength? What all you have done, you have to disclose that. And for the clear, if you have any query, you can email to the concerned person who is taking care of this direct grant at our organization.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, ma'am. This is Megha from IGDTUW Pharmacy. I have a question regarding that. Ma'am, I am into academic research and recently I have joined, not so much of experience. I I have got an idea of I'm working on dispensing devices. Like there is a innovation I found, but I don't know how to make it. Like that would be a part of engineering, but I have an idea. Can I go for a design patent, or I should work, or I should collaborate with some engineer for working on it?
See, sometimes you have idea, but you need people with that kind of expertise. So this is a better way. You should collaborate with the person with the same skill set which is required for your innovation. If you think, okay, your idea has that worth and you have done all your assessment.
Yes, ma'am. Rationale I had found, and availability in the market. There is not any product available according to the rationale I had decided. But I don't know how to make it. Like it's a kind of engineering, mechanical engineering job. So I'm not into that, but I have an idea.
Then you can collaborate with that institution or the startups who are already working in this domain, or you can have your own startup and you can hire any engineer. There are so many ways by which you can work on your technology.
When we are talking about design patent, then we have to also discuss the working or the instrumentation or the parts in it. Like,
Ma'am, first of all, in India, there is no design patent. It is the nomenclature which is used by US Patent Office. In India, there is industrial design. So this is wrong nomenclature, but for the industrial design, we never see the functional aspect. But yes, if you have drawn any design on your notebook, it should be implemented to any article. Then it qualifies for industrial design application.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning, Rima ma'am. I am Dr. Shruti Bagchi Ghosh. I am a professor in pharmacy. And my question is that in case of ordinary patent application, once the patent is published, after that, what is the time duration, minimum time duration within which we can apply for the granting process?
Ma'am, in this case, if you want to expedite the grant process, you should always file a request for examination with your complete specification. If you have not filed yet, then please go ahead and file a request for examination.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Shruti, optometrist. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Fine. My question is, to practice contact lenses, sometimes we need to get specialty contact lenses from other international clients. So, does require registering my clinic with an international patent, or is it okay? Just with the local registration of my clinic, will I be able to import and export contact lenses or other therapeutic devices?
Ma'am, what is your purpose for the same? Are you having your business venture or filing patent application? For what purpose do you need that?
For giving it to my patients, like clinical practice.
Okay, it is like. Can you repeat your question, please?
See, already I have certain products existing, like we have certain therapies that are available with US, and we have certain contact, maybe we can take the example of contact lenses which we use day in and day out. So those are available, specialty contact lenses. For certain conditions, we need to give them certain therapies, certain special contact lenses. So if I need to practice them in India, so do I need to have a registration? Because I will be importing them from US. I need to get them from the US company or US manufacturer who does that, and then I'll have to
No,
give it.
you are using, this is the only thing you are purchasing from that company. You are not copying their idea or manufacturing it here. You are not doing that, no?
Yes, I'm not copying anything. I'm just
You are
purchasing. So that
using for your, yeah, I don't think so there is any need. You are only, this is like, okay, I want to buy one, in layman language, I want to buy one mango bag from US. I bought it and I'm using it. Yeah, I'm not manufacturing or copying their idea. Or if they have already filed patent, this industrial design application here is, then I'm infringing their rights. You are paying for the same, na?
yes, yes, yes. I'll be paying for the same and get. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, madam.
Good
This is
afternoon.
Dr. Santosh from Kuppam Engineering College, Andhra Pradesh. So I have a doubt regarding patent publication. Actually, I filed a patent on February 2023. So then after that, in April, I filed a Form 19. So it should have submitted, published by this time, but the patent is not yet published. But instead, it is showing that under screening and classification. What could be the reason for that, madam?
So you have filed this 2023. So it's very early you are asking this question, because within 18 months, they will publish the same.
But early publication form I submitted, na madam.
Yes, yes, you have filed application for the early publication. Then they will take some time because it is under process. They will publish the same. Maybe in another 2 or 3 months, they will publish the same.
Okay, thank you.
Or if you have filed it through your attorney, you can write to him. Because of backlog, sometimes the things got delayed at IT.
I filed individually, madam. I filed myself individually.
Okay. Okay.
But still it is showing under screening and classification. So otherwise it should have shown
You can
publication.
write. You can write. There are some email IDs which are given. If you have any query, you can ask them.
Many a times I wrote a mail to the IPO help desk, but not yet resolved, madam.
Okay, because I can't comment anything on their behalf.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So one question is in chat box, ma'am, from Meenakshi Sundaram, sir. He want to ask, please explain why many of the patent stop with filing only with the reference to the management concepts.
Sorry, I'm not
yes,
able to.
I am also not able to understand the question. So actually, Sundaram sir, can you give a clear explanation for your question? What you want to ask? Okay, another question is from Stuti. Any medical device, including contact lens, require registration from CDSCO or not?
No, sir, it was just a comment on the earlier query.
Okay.
As far as patent is confirmed, Rima ma'am had confirmed, but the lady would require an import license. That's the only thing, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So that is the thing she is purchasing, and then IP does not, it is not pertaining to IP.
Yes.
And
From
for,
IP perspective, nothing is required.
It was not. And for the CDSU thing, if you are manufacturing it here, then of course you have to follow all the rules and regulations.
Yes. That was just a small point, yeah.
Thank you.
Preta Misra has raised the hand and Meena also has raised the hand. So if you have any query, you can unmute yourself. We can take one or two query. As per Atul sir permit. Shweta Mishra. Sir, Sundaram sir, your voice is not audible. Okay, so many people are filing the patent but not published, especially with the reference to management concept. Means, sir?
Sir,
Means your
I'm
university, I think that you want to ask that every institute and university has the IPR cell by which they are filing some patent, but that patent is not get published, I think.
Sir, I'm not the concerned person to answer this question. I think you should. But
thank you.
I can only say that our controller general, Professor Unnat Pandit, he is very proactive. He's really, he's going to do something for the same, because already he has done so many things. He has improvised so many existing system, and he is also doing lots of things. And the condition will be solved. And now they are recruiting examiners as well.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you.
accepting our invitation and taking out some valuable time for this 2 weeks faculty development program. Please accept a digital memento as a token of appreciation from the organizing committee of Galgote University. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It was so informative session.
Yes, it was very wonderful session.
Okay. Can I leave now, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
If you want, you can be with us.
Sure.
If the times allow, you can be with us. Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, dear participant, we are moving ahead. Our next speaker has joined with us, Mr. Atul Puri, sir, who is the leverage and simplification expert and founder of eGrowth. So Atul sir worked closely with the entrepreneurs and business owners to handhold them and transform their business from survival to success. He has been leading a weekly master class on business transformation to educate the business community. He is also the founder of eGrowth, a multi-channel platform for MSME to learn and grow their business. He is the advisory board member of MSME Bharat Manch, which is a platform to empower the MSMEs and to help them scale up their business. He is an electronic engineer from Mumbai University and MBA from IGNOU, and he has also done a certificate program in competitive marketing from IIM Bangalore. Along the journey, he invested in learning and development to remain relevant through the current times. He has been trained by some globally renowned organization in core area like sales and marketing and in the domain of transformation and communication. In 2014, Atul sir founded eGrowth, a platform for MSME business. eGrowth offers opportunity for international business, customer acquisition, and business promotion. eGrowth has a global business community of 60,000 plus entrepreneurs. So we are very grateful to have Atul sir as a keynote speaker in this FDP program. And we would like to invite you, sir, to deliver your talk. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. And a big round of applause to you, Dr. Gaurav. Thank you for getting me here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So is it okay if I speak in Hindi and English?
Sir, actually, several participants belongs to South also. So as per the request of the participant, we will go with that. So participant can decide the same. So
Okay,
it
no
will be
worries.
better.
So how much time do I have? Already 11 minutes passed.
Sir, you can take up to 1:15.
Okay, done. Fantastic. All right. So good afternoon, everybody. So I am there between lunch and now, right? So I want to hear from you. What do you understand from design your business, and why do you think it is important for you? Either you write in the chat box or you can just unmute yourself and share. Hello.
Okay, dear participant, please unmute yourself and make this session interactive, because Atul sir wants an interactive session. So
I want to hear from you. What is it that you want me to deliver to you? So should I take it that nobody wants to share what they want to expect, what they're expecting from me? All right, I'll start. So are you able to see my presentation?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So this is the image.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Fantastic. All right. Now the only thing is I'm not able to see your comments. That's fine. So agenda for today, we'll be looking at the changing business landscape, design your business, and what next. All right. So the changing landscape, it is something like this. In year 2000 or before, we used to shake hands and conduct business. We still used to have big bulky telephones at our homes and offices. We still used to rely on newspapers, and a lot of stuff used to happen in person. Later on, we started calling this as the brick and mortar world. By 2015, we graduated from the brick and mortar to the digital world, wherein there were many applications on internet which started working. And by 2022, we graduated from the digital world to the always connected world, wherein a lot more applications, they went online, to the extent that we got into the FANG of internet. FANG is Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Right? This was the time when our kitchens also started getting replicated by, replaced by Zomato and Swiggy. Our hotels were being booked by Oyo and Make My Trip. We stopped buying cars. Instead, we started hiring cars by the hour. So Ola and Uber. And our phones, they come from Apple and Android. Money also became air money. So it is Paytm and GPay and the likes. And the red dot behind this is Geo. If you agree to this, please write in the chat box yo, Y-O. And then by 2023, our language itself changed. There were new words which started coming into our language, like AI, ML, AR, VR, metaverse, IoT, blockchain. I was there for part of the previous session, and I saw the interest that you have in patents and the intellectual property right. So in the current years, current quarters, a lot of stuff is happening in these areas, and a lot of patents are being generated here. So this is what is happening currently. This is what the startup ecosystem looks like. The digital media, gaming, ed tech, education tech, these are already on decline. Businesses or startups in this space are not raising money now. As of now, the startups which are raising money are life sciences, clean tech, cyber tech, cyber security rather, fintech and the likes. And the current hot favorites which are growing actively are agricultural technology, new food, AI, big data, analytics, blockchain, advanced manufacturing and robotics. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is this is the direction in which the industry is going. So if you've got something or if you're working with some people who are in this space, it will be a good idea to work more, because this is where a lot of growth is going to happen over the next couple of years. Does that make sense? Now, what has changed? The speed of business has changed. Business, from being offline, from snail mail, we went to email, from email, we went to instant messaging. And today we are talking about predictive pieces. So that is AI and big data. The man-machine interface has also changed. So advanced manufacturing, robotics, automation, these are the in things right now. And we are in a true data-driven economy. Analytics, blockchain, cybersecurity, they are here to stay. The impact of all this is that there is no cover up, because data speaks in black and white. Technology is the backbone. So it won't be inappropriate to say that internet is the Karm Bhumi. Internet is our workspace today. So these are times to either transform or perish. We cannot continue to work the way we used to work in the past, because old ways don't work. It's also time to unlearn your ABC. Okay. So the ABC that we learned was A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, and so on and so forth. Whereas the ABC today is A for artificial intelligence, B for blockchain, C for climate change, D for data, which is big data or cloud, E for ESG, F for fintech or Facebook, G is gaming or Google, H is hashtags, I is IoT and Instagram, J is JRE, jQuery, JSON, and of course Geo. K is Kindle, L is LGBTQIA, and L is also LinkedIn. So before I move to the next one, I want to hear from you. What is it that you got so far? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Yes.
So what did you get so far? Can I hear from you people? You can unmute or you can write in the chat box. Guys, I'm looking into the screen, and if I don't hear from you, I will really not know what are you getting.
All participants are requested to please make this session interactive. Unmute yourself and interact with the speaker.
There are 270 plus participants and not even one wants to speak. Yeah, Dr. Sundaram. I think you need to unmute yourself.
Sundaram sir, sir, there is a technical glitch with the Sundaram sir mic. So Sundaram sir, you can exit the meeting and rejoin again. Your mic will work.
Surbhi ma'am, you want to share something? Fine. If you guys don't want to share, no problem. I'll deliver the presentation and I'll be done with it. Okay. So not able to hear you, sir. Yes, Sundram, sir. Sundaram, sir. Okay. Are you able to see the presentation now? Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay. So the pillars of success. So some of the reasons, now they say failures are the pillars of success. So here I'm listing some of the reasons why businesses fail. Okay. So there are more than 90% of new startups which have been failing. 10% of them fail within the first year. And on an average, it costs 3 lakh rupees for the launch of a new startup or a new business. The VCs on an average receive 1,000 proposals per year. So that means almost 3 proposals per day. And almost 30% of startups with VC backing fail. 75% fintech startups crash within 20 years. In terms of failure rates, 20% fail within the first 2 years, 45 by the 5th year, and 75% of fail within the first 15 years. Now coming to the success rate, 18% of startups who are doing their first time startup, they have chances of success. 20% of those who have failed in the past succeed. And 30% of business owners who have started successful businesses in the past, they succeed. All right. And now some of the major reasons why businesses fail is 34% of them, they fail because of poor product market fit. 22% fail because of wrong marketing strategies. So in all, more than 56% of them fail just because they don't do the marketing piece right. They don't spread the word right. They don't reach out to their customers. All right. 18% of them, they die because of team problems or they have HR issues. 16% die because of cash flow problems. So what that means, cash flow is not a major problem, or financial issues are not major problems for the businesses. Marketing and customer facing activities are. 6% of them, they die because of technology related issues. And operations and legal issues account for only 2% each. In terms of industries, 42% of businesses in finance and real estate fail. 44% in education and health. 44% in agriculture fail. Service industry has seen 45% failure rates. Wholesale has seen 46% failure rates. Mining has seen 46% failure rates. Manufacturing 51. Construction industry 53. Retail is 53. Transportation and utilities is 55. And information technology industry is the highest rate at 62%. All right. Now, what is it that an investor looks at when they are funding or investing in a business? They look at the past financial performance of the company. They look at the size of the market, the potential size of the market. And they very consciously look at data-based projections. They don't want to look at qualitative projections. They want to look at quantitative projections. Okay. They also look at how the business plans to reach out, the sales planning. They also look at what does the competitive scenario look like. And they are very eager to know what are the projected timelines for generating results. And they also look at what are the potential pitfalls for this business. considering the manner in which the owners operate. Okay, so it is time to either transform or perish. So platforms have dukandars for breakfast. That means platforms have mom and pop stores for breakfast. So standalone stores, they have not been doing very well because platforms like Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, they have been expanding in these areas. All right, and this has not had a great impact. New world, new business models, the Blinkit, Geo, UPI, Policy Bazaar, these are some of the new business models closer home. So now, as I would say, dhanda or banda badal gaye hain. That means the business and people have changed. So our market, messaging and medium all have to change. Only then we can survive. Only then we will be there in the next couple of years. So badalo ya chaldo. So either transform or perish. There is no third option now. All right. A little bit about me. My name is Atul Puri. This is what I look like. I spent around 20 years in the corporate space, having worked with various organizations, right from government up to MNCs. And I also spent some time with a startup. And then in 2014, I started working on a platform called eGrowth, which stands for exponential growth. The intention being to help small businesses grow their business. Along the journey, I picked up some awards in sales, in business transformation, and productivity. I'm an engineer from Mumbai University and MBA from IGDTUW, and I've also done a competitive marketing program from IIM Bangalore. I am on the advisory board of MSME Bharat Manch. I'm also the chapter director for an organization called Startup Grind for Gurgaon. I'm also a charter member with TIE Delhi NCR. I am a published author, having published 2 books, Golf, Mastering Business Success, and Opportunity, The Journey from You to Yes. I've spent around 80,000 kilometers on the roads of India just to understand how business works. More than 10,000 businesses have participated in my master classes. Around 1,500 of them have participated in in-person programs with me. More than 100 of them have participated in my blueprints. Okay. And I have been a part of the implementation journey of more than 20 entrepreneurs. This is a little bit about me. I enjoy talking to people. That's why I'm here. So the organizations I'm associated with, eGrowth, MSME Bharat Manch, Delhi, TIE NCR, and Startup Grind. You might want to be associated with them also. So now coming to the topic, design your business. I'm stopping sharing once again, and I would like to ask you, what do you understand from design your business, and what do you expect me to create for you? You can please unmute and share. Can I have at least 3 of you share?
Sir, for quality output and also for getting profits.
For quality output and getting profit.
Yes,
can you share something more about quality output?
Quality output means in the market, because of present competition, I need to sustain. So to sustain that one, I need to design my company or otherwise my organization in a better way.
Got it. So Dr. Gopi sir, what do you do in life?
Sir, now I am associate professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, sir. My goal is I want to put a school for the poor children. I need to run the school for poor children without any payment, sir. I don't want any fees. I need to
Fantastic.
serve freely. Yes, thank you, sir.
Beautiful. Which city are you located in?
Sir, I am in Rajanpeta, Andhra Pradesh, sir.
Okay, Rajanpet. All right. Okay, thank you for sharing. and all the
Thank you,
best
sir.
for your endeavor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Sundaram. Dr. Sundaram, are you sharing? Not able to hear you, sir. I don't know why. Can you please write in the chat box? Please. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes, Shailendra sir.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me there, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Sir, I want to stabilize a business like I'm working in the field of algae actually. Algae.
Okay.
You know algae? It's a kai जो तालाबों के आसपास आप green color देखते हैं. That is algae. So that I want to stabilize the business for food supplements for algae based health supplements like that.
Okay.
So, yeah. So for that I would like to design my business how I can proceed for the same.
Okay, great. We'll cover something around that.
Okay.
And where are you based?
Right now I'm Prayagraj. I am assistant professor biochemistry at SS Khanna Girls Degree College.
Okay.
And working in the field of algae.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks. Anybody else? What is your motivation for participating in this program and listening to me today, or what do you expect from Design Your Business?
Good afternoon, Professor. I'm Dr. Neetu Singh. I'm working as assistant professor in Sri IGDTUW University, Rajasthan. I'm belong from Jhunjhunu, and I just want to gain the knowledge about how to start our business and other things. And it's really nice. And I'm I'm belonging in a rural area because Jhunjhunu located in a rural area of Rajasthan, and university is totally in rural area. So it's too difficult to connect you time to time. Sometime I connected and sometime it's disconnected due to network. But it's really very nice.
Right. So I've been to Jhunjhunu. So during my school, so that was like very long back. I was there at Pilani, and from Pilani we had gone to Jhunjhunu for buying, I think, these cement sheets. Okay. So lovely memories of that time.
Sir, I don't know you believe or not. Actually, JJT University is situated in Chudela is a village. Name of the village is situated in Chudela.
Very good. Got it. So Kopani Churels are also good people, good spirits, if I would say. Let's create something more creative from Churel, right? तो अगर उनका इतना दबदबा है तो मतलब कि कुछ तो खास होगा उनमें ना?
सर एक रूरल एरिया में एक इतना बड़ा एस्टेब्लिशमेंट होना मतलब जो नियर बाय स्टूडेंट्स हैं, क्योंकि एक अगर राजस्थान की बात करते हैं तो फीमेल एजुकेशन जो है वो बहुत पीछे है। उस चीज को एक चांसेस सर ने एक मोटिवेशन के रूप में किया है और बहुत कुछ हो रहा है। मतलब आई फील प्राउड दैट आई एम अ पार्ट ऑफ IGDTUW यूनिवर्सिटी। But it's nice to meet you. You are nearby us. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am, I'll be glad to support you in whichever possible manner I can. All right. Thank you for attending. Anybody else? Hello. Okay, let's move on again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
This is Dr. M.V. Krishna Rao. I'm a professor of civil engineering in Hyderabad.
Right, so
AVN Institute of Engineering and Technology.
Okay.
My PhD is in the area of construction engineering and management, sir.
Okay.
So entrepreneurship, it is closely related to the management.
Right.
So I thought there are electives that are floated by management people, SMS, School of Management Studies.
Right.
I thought I can also take that elective or offer that elective from my department. With that intention, I registered for this course, sir.
Perfect. Great. So I ended up becoming an electronics engineer, but I do have friends who are civil engineers.
Sir.
And more often than not, the civil engineers are more intelligent than rest of us. They're able to create something ground up. All right. So thank you for putting your life to contribute to their lives. All right.
Sir.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
sir.
So
Right, sir.
let me start again, please. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the name says design your business. The first thing I will start with is the leverage quadrant. Have you heard of ESBI? Okay, so ESBI stands for employee, self-employed, B is business owners, and I is investors. So all of us can be in one of these four or maybe two of these slots at one time. Considering that most of us here are from the faculty side, so I would assume all of us are employees right now. So the characteristic of employee is they sell their money for, they sell their time for money. All right. So they're active, and what they take home is called salary. Then there are self-employed people. They are consultants or coaches or these kind of works. So for them, what they get is the contract money. Here again, this is directly proportional to how much time they're spending. So they sell time for money. And then on the right hand side, we've got the business owners. The business owners, they leverage their resources. So they leverage their relationships, they leverage their money that they have, they leverage stock and the connections that they have in the market, all that. And how they talk about their success is how much turnover they are making on a month-on-month basis. And then the fourth are investors. Investors have passive income, and they talk about their success as, they define their success as the dividend that they're getting. Now data says that more than 90% of people on this planet are on the left hand side. That means either they're employees or self-employed. And the irony is they control less than 10% of the wealth on this planet. They work alone and they trade their time for money. While let us look at the right hand side, less than 10% of people are on the right hand side. They're either business owners or they are investors. But they control more than 90% of the wealth on this planet. The difference between the people on the left hand side and the right hand side is that the right hand side people use systems and structures, and their money keeps on growing. If this is something you heard for the first time and you find it exciting, write in the chat box leverage, L-E-V-E-R-A-G-E. So people on the right hand side, they are masters in leveraging resources. They're able to leverage what they have, and they're also able to leverage what they don't have. This is what differentiates between a business and a non-business. All right. Now let us see what are the different kind of businesses which are there. The first one is business by chance, wherein there's a beginning. And the business begins by either inheritance. So you may have born to parents who have started their business and you inherit the business from them. Second, you might start a business by virtue of your experience. Like Rao Saab was saying that he is a civil engineer, right? So being a civil engineer, most likely the business that he would get into is contracting. He would build residential buildings or commercial buildings or roads and things like those, because that is the kind of experience he has, right? The third possibility could be there's a new trend in the market. So now everybody is talking about, ever since Chat GPT has come in, everybody wants to get into artificial intelligence. So the new trend is artificial intelligence. So whether you're a civil engineer, a doctor, or a paramedic, or an electronics engineer, or a computer engineer, you will start something in artificial intelligence. How can you build a building? How can you build Burj Khalifa with AI? How can you build Eiffel Tower with AI? So that's the new trend. And fourth is the most interesting one. The organization you're working for says that we don't want you anymore. They give you a pink slip, and the next day you become an entrepreneur. All right. Then comes the stage of growth. You form a company, you get your first set of customers, and then you get busy in selling. So sale, sale, sale. And then the next stage is struggle, wherein your receivables from the market keep on rising. You start having challenges with manpower. You don't get the right people to work for you. Okay. Or there are people who work for you, they get a nominal rise and they leave you. And then you again have to start from ground zero. Working capital starts becoming a challenge. Margin in the business starts becoming a challenge. So this is the journey from yellow to red, business by chance. So business by chance primarily are incremental businesses. You keep on growing gradually from the previous stage to the next stage. The sellable product here is time and skill for money. Incremental growth, which is linear or in batches. Straightforward engagement, one or two dimensional. There is an input, there is an output, and little or no process in between. The stakeholders here are customer, seller, or an agent. Then there is corporate business. Corporates would start with establishing the business. They would generally look at large market size. They would generally address basic needs. And typically it is the government or large enterprises which fund these kind of businesses. They establish and then they expand. They start replicating that model, they budget for it, and they are there to serve the users. And then comes the stage of maintenance, wherein they start building more and more processes, which makes it more user friendly, easier to deliver the services. It's all about improving and delivering. That's it. This is a typical corporate business. These are more mature and traditional businesses. So monolithic organizations like the Indian Railways, or hierarchical organizations like healthcare or government. So you've got primary healthcare, secondary healthcare, tertiary healthcare, and specialized healthcare beyond that, right? Or in the government, you've got the Panchayati Raj, and then you've got the local government, and then you've got the district government, then the state government, and then the union government. So these are hierarchical organizations. Or you may have franchise businesses, the McDonald's, Pizza Huts, and Domino's of the world. These businesses are characterized by structure. They've got awesome structures which work. They've got systems which work. They operate at large, huge scale. They've got massive reach. And then they also have latency. You cannot roll out something overnight in these kind of businesses because they are huge. You have to have proper methods and mechanisms to roll it out. Now comes business by design. Business by design starts with the design. This is the creation phase of the business. This is where you are operating like a startup and driven by the future. So you're consistently looking at what does the future look like? What would the people need 5 years from today, 10 years from today, 20 years from today? And that's what you're creating. Second comes the development stage. This is where you're maintaining it. You're driven by present. You're getting orders, you're servicing them, and you're consistently looking at how do you grow it. How can you add more products? How can you expand to newer territories? What else can you do such that there is consistent growth in your business? And then comes a stage which is diversify, where you would sell off the business, monetize the business, duplicate the business, create a franchise model out of it. This is business by design, friends. So the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Okay. So the more work you do during the design phase, the more easy it is for you to glide through the remaining sections. And if you don't do that work, the chances of the business collapsing or you going belly up are much higher. So these are the different stages of the business life cycle. Initially, you're in the startup phase, then there is growth, and then growth slows down, and then it flattens out. This is the stage where you have to re-engineer your business. So maybe a new business ownership cycle, or a new product, or a new kind of a business, new relationship, something. If that does not happen, after some time, the business starts declining and then there is decay. So design, develop, diversify, and decay. Or decay rather. Either you diversify or decay. Business by design is characterized by exponential or explosive growth, which is multidimensional. The saleable product here is ability to leverage. These are complex businesses, multidimensional engagement, and holographic relationships. There are multiple inputs, parallel processes, and multiple outputs. And there are many, many stakeholders in business by design. You got customers, and different stakeholders are customers. You may have B2B customers, you may have B2C customers, you may have B2G customers. B2G is business to government. You have sellers, you got service providers, you got process owners, and you got IPR owners. And then you got a secondary seller, tertiary seller, buyer, consumer. Yeah, somebody wants to say something? Hello? You got a concern or a question? So business by design have robust systems. Hello?
Muted, sir, muted.
Okay, great. So these businesses have they've got great systems, they've got huge scale, and they're agile. They're able to make changes very fast. Because market today is very dynamic. Things are changing every now and then. As a business, if you are not responding to that, then you are up for trouble. They use technology heavily. They're defined by velocity. The speed at which they operate is phenomenal. And there is momentum. The number of business cycles keeps on growing year on year, month on month, week on week. All right. So what does design your business look like? So the first stage is that of inertia. This is the stage where you are forming your business, you are confronting a lot of reality. During the development stage, you're building momentum. There's a lot of action, and you're consistently looking at performance in your business. How can you make it better? How can you speed it up? How can you do more with less resources? That is what development phase is all about. And then diversify. This is where you can diversify only if you are in a stage of dominance. Otherwise, you cannot diversify. And for dominance, for diversification, you either need to acquire other businesses or you need to sell out. Most of the times we don't look at businesses as something which can be sold. So we don't design them like that. But my friends, it is great. You make more money by selling a business than running a business. You make more money by selling a business than running a business. Okay. The 13 elements. So the 3 stages are design, develop, diversify. Design has 4 pieces to it, and it is defined by golf. G is game design, O is opportunity, L is lifeline, F is future. Develop has 5 elements, which is score. S is sales, C is collaboration, O is organization, R is revenue, E is excellence. And diversify is milk. M is monetization, I is integration. Integration, both forward integration as well as backward integration. L is legacy, building a legacy. K is knowledge. You need to store, safeguard your knowledge through IPR, through copyrights, through patents and the likes. Only then you are creating more value in your business and you're able to sell that. Make sense? So the larger canvas. So today our conversation is limited to the design piece. So as I said, design is all about creation. The model that we use here is leverage model. Okay. So the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Okay. So let us dig deeper into this. So the leverage model, it starts with future. Future is the soul of your business. And if you don't know, or if you are not discovered the soul of your business, you will not be able to create a great business. The second element is the lifeline of your business, which is the product of your business. The third element is the opportunity or the market that you intend to serve. So once you know where are you headed, what are you going to sell, whom are you going to sell, that is when you are ready to design the game or the process. So you identify the soul, the product, the market, and the process. The design piece of the leverage model. So I invite you to play golf if you want to run a great business. So business is a game played within a 6-inch arena, the space between your ears, and projected to the globe. So this is what I say very often. Business is a game which is played in your mind, and your mind is the 6-inch space between your ears. And whatsoever happens in your mind gets projected to the world out there, and you call that as business. So if that is something which is interesting, please write in the chat box golf, G-O-L-F. So to design your business, play golf. Okay. So I generally I'm a coach and consultant in this space. Design, the leverage model is something which I have created. This is not something which I borrowed from anybody. Okay. So it starts with a future workshop, wherein we help you identify the future you're committed to create. And future is something which is the soul of your business. Okay. And it takes a lot of direct effort to discover the soul of your business. Future is always fantastic. It is unlimited. It is never ending. Future is fun. So this is what we discover in this workshop. We do a lot of stuff so that you are able to identify what do you as a person stand for. What is it that attracts you? What is it that you love to do? What is it that the world wants? How is it that you can marry what you want and what the world wants? And how can that be profitable? This is what we do in the future workshop. Okay, wherein you discover what is it that the world needs, what is it that you can give. All right. Then there is the second workshop, which is the lifeline workshop. So create a lifeline to fulfill upon the future you created. So now once you know where are you headed, then you start looking at what would you want to sell. Business is all about creating something valuable which can be sold. And this something which is valuable, which can be sold, is the lifeline of your business. Okay. The lifeline of your business is product. Imagine if you are somebody who makes samosas, and then there are people who have lined up to buy the samosas. If you don't have samosa ready, even if you have a long queue of customers, will you be able to sell something? Definitely not. So it is very important that you spend a lot of time in fine-tuning the product of or the service of your business. So it can be a product, it can be a service, it can be an aspirational product, that's fine. It can be a mass consumption product, but you need to define the product. Okay, so the lifeline is the product in your business. Lifeline is about the love that you have for your customers, the love that the customers have for you. It is about the kind of intimacy you develop between your business and the customers. If your customers love you, they will listen to you. And if they listen to you, they will buy from you. So it is all about creating that intimacy between you and the customers. That will build familiarity. And that familiarity in turn will build excitement. So lifeline is all about creating a bond of love, building intimacy, building familiarity, and creating enough excitement in your customers or prospects so that they're ready to pay up and they pay money to you. So life stands for love, intimacy, familiarity, and excitement. That is the best seller that you can create. If you have a product that your customer loves, then you will not have to sell, the customer will come and buy it. If you got a product which is not remarkable, which is not great, then you will have to consistently keep on pushing that product, and you may not be able to push it enough to become profitable. So create products which your customers love. Create products which your customers want. Don't create products which you like and nobody else wants in this planet. All right. Next is the opportunity workshop. Opportunity workshop is all about identifying the opportunity you want to address in the market. Opportunity is the market that you're addressing. Opportunity is the kind of people you want to address. Opportunity is the locations that you want to address. Okay. So opportunity is all about defining your market. Okay. So opportunity stands for the journey between you and a yes. So this is how opportunity is spelled. O for owner, who are you? So what are your concerns? What do you want to achieve from your business? You got to be very clear about it. Why are you doing this business? Why on earth are you spending your time, energy, and money to create something? The first P is profit. How much profit are you looking at? Where will the profit come from? How often will it come? The second P is perception. What is the kind of perception you're building for yourself? Then comes organization. How will you serve the customers? Next comes resonance. The moment the customer feels connected to you, the customer has a love for your company, for your business, he will come and buy from you. E is the customer. U is usability. N is need. I is integrity. T is trust. and Y is yes. Okay. So the opportunity is all about discovering the seller, which is you. Opportunity is about defending the profit, how much money you want to keep. It's about building a perception so that people want to buy rather than you pushing to sell. It's about creating an organization which will go and sell. It's about the resonance where your and the customer's frequencies, they match with each other. And the customer is who is going to buy your product. He is your customer. You identify that customer, you identify where does that customer stay. All right. U is usability. You cannot have a product or service which is not usable. If it is not usable, customer will not buy. If customer will not buy, you will not make money. Everything will go futile. N is the need. What is the customer's need that you are addressing? I is integrity. Integrity is all about saying what you will do and doing what you say. So it cannot happen that you've given some promise and you've not served the customer. And this is how you build trust. So they say, if they like you, they will listen to you. If they like you, they will listen to you. If they trust you, they will do business with you. So if you want your customers and prospects to do business with you, you definitely have to build that trust with them. This trust can come by offline activities, online activities, helping them, getting them connected, and a lot more. So you have to consistently be in the face of the customer. Only then the customer will trust you. Okay. So if this is something what you liked, please write in the chat box opportunity. OPPORTUNITY. The last one, the fourth one, is the game design workshop. Game design is all about creating a sustainable model which will help your business, which will bring in money. Okay. So as I said, game design is the process of your business. Game stands for, G stands for goal, A is arena, M is measures, and E is execution. So first and foremost, you identify the goal that you want. Second, you define the arena. How much market are you going to serve? Whom are you going to serve? What do they look like? So you define those barriers or the boundaries within which you want to operate. And then you create dashboards to measure what all is happening. Is it happening as we planned? Is it more than what we planned? Is it less than what we planned? Okay. So continuously keep on measuring your business. Only then the results will crop up. And of course, if you are great at execution, you will be great at making money. Okay. So it is time to make the great shift from speaking to listening. So it's time to start listening to your customer. From expenditure to investment. Don't think if you are investing something in your customer that is an expense. It's not expense, it's an investment. And if you invest in your customer, that will come back. In whichever format it does, it will definitely come back. Gone are the days when you could have said my way or the customer's way. It is time that you work, collaborate with your customers and co-create with your customer. It is your customer who tells you what you need to do. And if you don't ask, then you are in a big soup. To give you an example, Tata created this car called Tata Nano. After the car got created and people started using it, they gave a feedback that this is not what a car is. This is okay. And then the company actually took it back. The company stopped manufacturing this car because the customer said they don't want this car. So it is important that you co-create with your customer. Otherwise, you may get into very heavy losses, or you may end up losing your business. So design brings workability. It also brings a state change. So are you committed for a state change? If you are, then the next couple of slides are for you. This 19th of August, I am leading a workshop, which is a paid workshop called MOJ. मौज कर रोज कर. MOJ stands for marketing or uske jugaad. So I will be giving you 51 growth hacks to make a lot of money in your business. This will be a 4 hours workshop. If you want to know more about it, you can reach out to me and I will tell you more about it. Okay. So MOJ stands for marketing or uske jugaad. ROSE stands for Rupaya overflow in Zindagi. So do marketing in your business so that money or rupees keeps on flowing into your business or into your life. Okay. So the outcomes here are 2 times the leads that you're already making, 3 times the conversion, and 2 times the profit. What will be covered is you will have 231 minutes of live session, 51 growth hacks, 51 videos, and supporting articles and blogs. Okay, this is what you'll get. The high points is in these 4 hours, we will cover many different aspects of marketing, both digital as well as offline marketing. So sales funnel, buyer journey, email marketing, WhatsApp marketing, LinkedIn, all these pieces will be there. At the end, everything counts and you can leave nothing to a chance. So here's a gift for you. My first book called Golf Mastering Business Success. If you want to have this book, please write to me on atul@egrowth.org and then I'll share a soft copy with you. This book has 19 chapters. 10 of them are on this context of mastering business success. 4 of them cover the leverage model in detail, and there are 3 case studies also. Okay. So here I'm open for questions.
Thank you so much, sir. So, dear participant,
please reach out to me on LinkedIn or email or phone, whichever way you please.
Please unmute yourself and ask your query.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, any
if
question?
You have, yes, if you have any query, you can ask to our speaker related to the business development.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Bharti here.
Hi, Bharti.
So my question is on I mean, from past 4 days we have been attending, and then there is something called Idea Hackathon on MSME. So is that okay if I can ask a question which is relevant to that?
Definitely, I'll try and answer it.
Yes, sir. So, sir, it is I wanted to I want to give a plan on pharmaceuticals. But when we talk about pharmaceuticals, it'll take a lot of time where you will be having a lot of trials which are involved. So how far, I mean, I was in a confusion when I was submitting the proposal. Can I do this? I was thinking on something of a new kind of a drug. When I'm submitting this, I was having a lot of confusion because a lot of research has to be involved. So can you just enlighten us, or can you just tell what all things can be considered and put in my mind so that I can come up with a good plan where it is not there's no so much of extensive work that is there.
So Bharati, thank you for asking the question. There are no shortcuts in this world. Okay. You take a shortcut, then you'll end up either undoing it or you'll have to take a longer trip again. That's one piece. Second piece is, right now you're collapsing two things. You're collapsing the development of the drug and the business model, right? Yes, the development of the drug will take its own sweet time. Okay, there will be multiple trials. Some of the samples will fail, and then you will create. So that is a parallel process. But when we're talking about the business model piece, that is different. There you have to build the business model with one assumption. That assumption is that you have that drug in place. How would you take that drug to the market? Does that make sense, Bharti?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So that you would call as maybe a go-to-market plan. You would have a pitch deck for that. You would have a business model canvas designed for that. There are different tools which you can use for it. These will help you clarify how you would go to the market and how you would make money. And that also, it depends on what is your purpose of making that plan. Is that plan to raise money? Is that plan to take the product to the market? Is that plan to get collaborators? In all those cases, the communication that you will have will be different. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Yes. Because since yesterday I've been thinking, like, when I put a drug, it is going to take a lot of time and how to write it. So you have given me a clarified and clear-cut idea on it, sir. And then your session was extremely brilliant, and it was like I personally liked the energy and the short, the forms that you have given to get registered into the brain. Thank you very much for your wonderful session, sir.
So you're joining me for Moj Kar Roj Kar?
Of course. I've been thinking just
Fantastic.
now I thought, yes. And your
All
session
right.
has blown my mind, sir. Thank you very much.
Stay blessed. Which place are you from?
I'm from Bangalore, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Bangalore itself is a place which blows up everybody's mind.
Yeah.
People from
Yes.
North India dread sending their children there.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, great. Thanks. Any other question? हेलो, मेरे फाजिल दोस्त मुझसे कोई सवाल करना चाहें तो अभी करें.
Sir, I'll take the second chance once again. Okay.
Tell me.
Yes, sir. So they said we can submit 10 business plans.
If it is appropriate, can you please switch on the video? I've got bored seeing Dr. Gaurav's face only.
I'm so sorry, sir. I have a
No
bad
worries.
allergy in my eye.
Okay. So Dr. Harish has started showing his face. Now you can carry on without the photo, without your image. Yeah, tell me.
So
Yeah,
in MSME, it has been said that we can submit 10 business plans, though to the maximum.
So look, I don't know about this MSME plan that you're talking about.
Okay, sir.
But my suggestion to you is don't get bogged down by 10 business plans or 20 business plans.
Okay, yeah, that is what I want.
So, there was this guy who invented the light bulb?
Edison,
right? How many times did he try it?
100 times, not one time he got succeeded.
Thousands of times, right?
Yeah.
So once it is said that his lab got burnt, and then he said, "Great, now at least I don't have to worry about what all I've done. I'll have to start again." Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Every time I give my presentation or I give a session, I prepare again for it. Okay, so believe you me, what I delivered now was different from what I delivered yesterday. And if you attend my session again tomorrow, it will be different. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So today I'm speaking to somebody who wants to educate the children in rural Rajasthan, right? Then I'm speaking to somebody who wants to do a business in algae and into food supplements. And then the third one, he's working for the civil engineers. Amazing, right? See the breadth of business owners we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, anything else?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Megha this side from RKJD Pharmacy. Sir,
Good afternoon.
I'm pursuing my PhD from Pharmaceutical Sciences. And in the previous session, I asked a question to ma'am regarding a patent. Like during my literature review, I found a little bit of a gap or struggle with a particular category of patients. So there's an idea in my mind of some dispensing device. So मैंने मैम से पूछा था कि मेरे को वो टेक्निक नहीं पता हाउ टू प्रिपेयर इट बट आई हैव एन आइडिया डू आई नीड टू कोलैबोरेट विद सम इंजीनियर और so that I can work on that idea. अब मेरा आपसे सर एक क्वेश्चन है कि अगर मैंने सपोज वो कर लिया पेटेंट कर लिया तो उसे स्केल अप करने के लिए कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए मतलब अगर मैं इस डायरेक्शन में सोचूं तो पहले पेटेंट फिर जाके किसी कोलैबोरेटर को ढूंढना या फिर जाके किसी फंड इन्वेस्टर को ढूंढना मतलब व्हाट वुड बी द प्रोसेस इन दैट डायरेक्शन.
बहुत बढ़िया. मेघा आप किस शहर से हैं?
सर
गाजियाबाद से ना. तो यहाँ पे ना तो कई चीजें ऐसी हैं जो कि बिना पेटेंट के चलती हैं. किसी को पता ही नहीं है कि किसने उनका इजाद किया था. Right? Now, what is your purpose? Is patent your purpose? Is business your purpose? Or is the impact that it will have on society your purpose?
Impact on society.
ठीक है ना. तो if it is impact on the society, तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि जी पेटेंट आपका है कि नहीं है?
नहीं, if that thing, because what I had discussed with my other colleagues also, it's a very the idea which I had is a very needy and very good idea. अगर सर जब तक मैं उसे इम्पैक्ट लाऊं सोसाइटी पे उससे पहले ही वो कुछ कोई और उसका कुछ कर दे या कोई और उसको इन्वेंट कर दे तो तब तक के लिए तो वो राइट्स मेरे पास होने चाहिए ना कि व्हाट आइडिया है. और क्योंकि जब मैंने आपको बताया कि मेरे को वो एक्सपर्टीज नहीं है कि मैं वो बनाऊंगी कैसे. आइडिया मेरे पास है कि एक ऐसा डिजाइन में बना सकती हूँ.
मैम देखिए, बनाने के लिए जाहिर सी बात है आपको साथ में किसी न किसी से कोलैबोरेट करना पड़ेगा.
जी हाँ जी.
राइट. तो ये 3-4 अलग-अलग चीजें हैं. उसमें जो यूनिकनेस है उसको सेफगार्ड करना जो है वो काम है आईपीआर का. चाहे वो आप पेटेंट करें, कॉपीराइट करें, जीआई करें, कुछ भी करें. क्लियर है ना?
GI stands for?
GI is geographical indication.
अच्छा, geographical indication.
राइट. ठीक है ना. तो ये सब अलग कहानी होगी. ये होगा उसका आईपीआर को सेफगार्ड करना. अब उसके आगे उसको मार्केट में ले जाना जो है उसके लिए उसको आपको मैन्युफैक्चर करना है. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग आपकी कैपेबिलिटी नहीं है, आपकी कोर स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है. राइट. तो जाहिर सी बात है आपको कोई ऐसा घोड़ा चाहिए जिसके ऊपर आप राइड कर सकें.
यस सर.
तो वो दैट्स अ सेकंड पीस. थर्ड पीस इज डू यू रियली नो वेदर द मार्केट नीड्स इट और नॉट.
वही तो रैशनल है सर मेरा मतलब. मार्केट इफ इट विल कम इन द मार्केट विल सर्व अ सोसाइटी मतलब इट विल सर्व अ काइंड ऑफ पॉपुलेशन.
मैम आपको पता है, देखो एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग सी चीज है. ये ग्रीक माइथोलॉजी से स्टोरी है.
अच्छा.
ग्रीस में एक शहर था जिसका नाम था ट्रॉय. ठीक है. अब क्या था, ट्रॉय के बाहर जो था उनका वो जो थे एनिमी खड़ा हुआ था और वो चाह रहा था कि जी हम घुसपैठ कर दें इस शहर के अंदर. राइट. अब उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने ना एक घोड़ा बनाया. वो घोड़ा इतना बड़ा था कि जी वो डायरेक्टली उसके शहर के अंदर नहीं जा सकता था. उसको घोड़े को शहर के अंदर ले जाने के लिए उनको अपने जो है शहर के जो गेट है वो तोड़ने पड़ते। तो अब इन लोगों ने क्या किया, सारे के सारे घोड़े के अंदर घुस गए। तो ट्रॉय वालों को लगा कि जी वो लोग चले गए और अपना घोड़ा छोड़ गए। राइट। फिर ट्रॉय ने अपना जो है घोड़ा अपने जो शहर का गेट था वो तोड़ा और घोड़े को अंदर लेकर गए। जैसे घोड़ा अंदर पहुंचा, अंदर जाकर अंदर घोड़े के अंदर से लोग निकले और उन्होंने उठाकर पूरे तहस नहस कर दिया। राइट। ठीक है। अब इसमें क्या हुआ, उनकी जो इंटेंशन थी वो थी ट्रॉय को भेदना। ट्रॉय ने खुद ही अपने आप को भेद लिया, लेकिन उसके लिए उन्होंने घोड़ा बनाया। अब जो लोग लड़ाई करने वाले थे, लड़ाकू लोग थे, उनका काम तो नहीं था घोड़ा बनाना।
हाँ जी सर।
वो कुछ तरखानों को लाए होंगे जिन्होंने आकर वो घोड़ा बनाया होगा।
हाँ जी।
तो आपको वो तरखान ढूंढना है, आपको वो बंदा ढूंढना चाहिए। दीज आर 2-3 डिफरेंट वर्क्स, राइट। ये आप अकेले नहीं कर पाओगे।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
तो अब आप ये देखो, पहले क्या करना चाहते हो आप?
सर पहले तो मैं डिजाइन पे ही काम कर रही हूँ, लेकिन उस डिजाइन को
मैम ये आंसर आपका है और आप अपने लिख लीजिए, ठीक है ना। बट सी, जो मैंने अभी पहले इनको भारती को भी कहा था, you're collapsing too many things। उनको जैसे ही आप सेपरेट करोगे ना, देन दे बिकम डूएबल।
ओके।
सही बात है।
यस सर। सर थोड़ा सा ना,
हाँ जी बताएं।
थोड़ा सा ना मेरे को ये भी कंफ्यूजन है। जैसे मैम ने बोला था कि डिजाइन पेटेंट इज नॉट द राइट टर्म, द नॉमेनक्लेचर वी यूज इन इंडिया। ठीक है, यहाँ पे इंडस्ट्रियल पेटेंट यूज करते हैं। तो सर उसमें अगर हम डिजाइन डालें, हमें वर्किंग भी दिखानी होती है क्या?
मैम ये है कि आप अलग क्लास में अलग सवाल पूछ रहे हैं। ये तो गनीमत है कि जी मैंने थोड़ा सा सुन लिया था और थोड़ा बहुत पेटेंट का थोड़ा सा ध्यान है मुझे, इसलिए मैं जवाब दे रहा हूँ। अदरवाइज मैं तो यहाँ बिजनेस डिजाइन के लिए आया था।
हाँ सर, मतलब मैं वही
तो गलत क्लास में घुस गया।
सर एक्चुअली वो दोनों सेशन का ना वो क्वेश्चन में मतलब लीड वही कर रही थी, लेकिन आ गई मैं फिर पेटेंट पे। सॉरी सर।
कोई बात नहीं। लेकिन देखिए, डिजाइन और नो डिजाइन, आपने कुछ आईपीआर क्रिएट किया है, उसको कैसे सिक्योर करना है वो आप जाकर देखिए। विल इट मेक एनी डिफरेंस कि जी आपके नाम में, अब आपका नाम है MEGHA, अब MEGHAA कर देंगे तो भी मेगा ही रहेगा। अब हम उसके ऊपर लड़ सकते हैं और भिड़ सकते हैं, राइट। पहले आप उसके लिए उतनी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन तो तैयार करो।
ठीक है सर।
राइट।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू। हाँ जी, एनीथिंग एल्स? Any more questions, please?
I think, sir, there is no query, and I would like to thank you on behalf of the organizing committee for the conducting wonderful, informative, and interactive session. And sir, I'm also sharing one e-memento, digital memento.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So please accept this digital memento on behalf of the organizing committee as a token of gratitude.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So anybody, if you got any query, you can please write to me. I'll be glad to support you on that. All right.
Sir, you can share the details with the participant.
Yeah, I'll just write my
your
email
upcoming
ID
session.
So I'll just write my email ID in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Just one moment.